sorta. So I've been getting on YouTube a lot of shorts from Dexter, that show,
Huh.
and it got me thinking. Of the Devil is kind of like Dexter, and like it's the killer who's like working directly with the police, and there's a person who definitely will suspect it's them.
Yeah. See, initially I thought you meant Dexter's Laboratory, and I was very confused.
No, no. I'm like, of the Devil is just Dexter, but they're hot.
Yes, and also you don't have the problems with Dexter. I'll leave it at that.
Why? What did Dexter do?
Um, it's not what Dexter the character did. It's more what Dexter the show would do, because they had a really weird decision in the final season to have Dexter in a will they or won't they relationship with his sister. Yeah.
Ew. No bueno.
Like, I understand
Also,
people who enjoy that in their fiction, but it is very weird to see it on primetime television.
Did you just subscribe for 12 months? No,
Yeah, I
wait.
did.
You resub.
Well, 12
Thank
months
you.
in a row.
Alright. Fucker. Bitch.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Fuck you. You're welcome.
Kisses you softly.
Okay.
Hi, folks. We're live. It is gambling time. The game
Let's
of
go gambling.
gambling in the game of murder. And I'm joined by my wonderful friend Braybray.
Hi, I'm Braybray. He, him pronouns, please. And
Yeah.
I've already beaten this game.
What's out?
Yeah, chapters 0 and 1. And I've also, well, otherwise, yeah, I'm just Maxie's friend. I'm here to have a fun time.
Partner of Fina, other friend who has been in this channel before.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this is sort of a gambling game. It does the thing like Ace Attorney and Danganronpa where you gotta present evidence to and poke holes in testimonies and stuff, but you do it with like poker mechanics basically. The section parts of her hair like you're looking at a diagram of a brain.
Yeah. How does that hair work?
Girl.
Also, Reyes is quite stacked, and you don't notice it until you see her in, I think, like,
triangle.
You see that, and then you're like, oh my goodness.
I mean, so is Morgan. It makes it hard
Well,
not
yes.
to notice with that outfit.
Yeah.
I like how Noble also went, oh, that's you. And like, yeah, that's me.
Yep. You're Emma. It's you.
I mean, hang on. This seems like a good time to do this. In fact, I'm surprised I haven't put that artwork in my slideshow yet. Why haven't I? I have literally gotten the art of me cosplayed as her.
Oh, that's really pretty.
Yeah, shout out to Redacted Deadline.
Very good.
Fact. Actually shout him out. What the fuck? That's not how you're supposed to...
Huh. Their last playing user stream game.
Mix up, please. There. They were playing retro. They were playing Def Jam Fight for New York last time, actually.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
That certainly was a game.
You think I could just steal this unused concept of Emma and make it a character? Probably not.
I mean, you can be inspired by it. Emma in the doorway will always, always, always be fantastic.
Especially this sketchy version of it.
The scary, oh no, I know.
That's me coming home. That's me coming home from work at 10 p.m.
Oh, lucky, I got home at 6 a.m.
And then this is me walking out of my bedroom at 7 in the morning when I wake up.
Yeah. I do appreciate that, even though, like, we know Morgan is a completely screwed up serial killer.
But she's hot.
But Emma also, well, yes, she's hot. But Emma is also portrayed as equally threatening and scary.
For justice. Body sore, but the 55 feet of Ethernet to connect my laptop and my office directly to the router has been clipped and run. Good job. Also, hi, Siege. Hey, everybody. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate you all. And Morgan right here is me when a customer comes into the store at 9:52 and tries to walk up to the register when I'm trying to clock out. Like, don't talk to me. Don't even look at me. Go to the self-checkout.
No words, just...
No words, just gun.
Yeah.
She's so tall.
Yep.
I bet Morgan's like 6'7".
I think her height is listed on her bio.
Hey, Red, I just gave you a shout out like 2 minutes ago. How you doing? I was showing...
We've just been looking at the gallery here to see concept art.
I was showing off the artwork I got that you made for me dressed as this character. Where's the bio? Was it in here? Was it this one?
No, it's in the phone menu, which I don't know if you can access right. Oh yeah, you can
sure
go up there.
Hey,
It's Morgan time. Profiles. Oh yeah, they did change the menus since I last played.
I just realized the name of the charm and I don't want to use it anymore.
Go to the very bottom.
I picked red. Why is it not red?
Try changing it to the white phone case and then back to the red phone case. Because the white one's for... There you go. So, and then... There you go.
Whatever. We'll
did you see... because they add one for chapter... They add a few for chapter 1 for the charms. Oh, no profiles. Okay.
Anyway, not screwing around. Start episode 1.
Yippee.
You can choose to play episode 1 in high roller mode. In high roller mode, you're limited to 1 save slot and you won't be able to reload your saves while inside the courtroom. Quick saving and auto saves will also be disabled. Minimum ante for hands will be increased. The minimum and maximum penalties for answering incorrectly during trial gameplay will be increased. But the max ante will be increased as well, allowing you to earn the largest possible high score for credit in this episode. Please, episode Hyrule will also unlock an exclusive phone charm that can't be earned in any other way. Turn Hyrule off at any time in settings, but in order to turn it back on, you would have to restart this episode. Hyrule mode is intended to encourage risk-taking, discourage save scumming. Wow, just call me right out, why don't you? Consider enabling it if you want to pursue this mystery like a true gambler.
So, I play it on high roller just fine, but you might not have enough credits at the end to unlock everything you want if that's the case, which is fine, I think. But you also get the best charm in the game by playing on high roller.
Morgan ass charm?
No.
Morgan Emma full
You
ass
get-
out charm?
You get Rhea's undercover.
Oh, I'm sure I'll find out what that is as we play this.
I could tell you unless you want to find out on your own.
I'll find it out. Enjoy the thrill. Disable tutorials, you can turn turn them on. It's been like 5 months since I played the last chapter.
Listen, I wanted to thank you for coming over. You can voice
Wanted
that
to
one.
thank you for coming over?
Figures you'd notice.
Anyone could tell something's bothering you.
You're the first person to say anything.
I guess I lack tact. What happened?
The police came to see me.
In public?
No, they wanted to be considerate of my privacy.
So they stalked you to the bathroom. That's a first.
They wanted to talk to me about the other week. About my whereabouts. And yours.
Da-da-da-da.
I told them I didn't know anything.
They must have loved that.
Funny. What would you have done?
In your shoes? Probably cursed them out.
Yeah. I could see that.
Is there anything you wanted to ask me?
No.
Not even for a favor in return?
No favors lost between friends, I say.
That sounds like a toast.
Why not? To friends.
I'll raise a glass to that. But the drink was poisoned,
Glass 'em!
just like Wolf Among Us. Vandalism.
Sorry.
Vandalism detected! Incident logged! No, I'm not gonna be like that. Recorded at 8:55 a.m. local time. Geopositional data encoded. If I could have all citizens in the area.
Fuck off, Copper.
Visuals impaired. Facial recognition compromised. Pinging nearby opt-ins for corroborating evidence.
Hey! He's lighting up every phone on the block. We need to go now, or... Or what? He'll use his outdoor voice? Or he'll have us pinned down to our dental records before you can even say we're fucked.
Morning, Officer Leo. You look different today. You do something new with your uniform? I pass Leo to you.
Okay. Good morning to you too, Morgan citizen. To answer your question, no. I have not undergone any recent retrofitting. If you'd like a more detailed record of my maintenance history, you can make a request for...
I've got it. Must be the new coat of paint.
You're referring to the act of vandalization that just took place.
Only the most recent one. Super Cop over here has a new dent every time I see him. Scars honorably earned in line of duty, scanning the street for jaywalkers and loiterers.
Don't worry, ma'am. A report has been filed, and the police are working to resolve the situation.
Oh no, that's Danganronpa blood.
I'm strawberry flavored.
How'd a glass bottle get through the helmet? Must have been a Captain Morgan or a Bacardi. Civil This is an Everclear post. Civil disobedience at this time of day? What's the world coming to?
They're just stragglers, ma'am. There was a period of unrest in the area last night. Unlicensed protesting and demonstrating without a permit.
Well, I hope you threw the book at them.
The disturbance was handled, but individual instances of volatility may occur during the next 48 hours as we work to apprehend outside actors.
Thanks for the forecast. So does a bleeding stop on its own?
Androids don't have blood, ma'am. This is just a leakage of oxidizing fluid.
Yep, just like Signalus. My mistake. So you don't need a bandage, I take it?
The leakage will dry shortly.
That conversation thoroughly exhausted, I let my mind wander as I wait for the signal to cross. I unfocus my eyes and dull my hearing, sinking beneath the hum of a city street, and fading through the lives bustling around me like so much sea foam. Across the way, a large man with worn hands and an ill-fitting belt turns to a gorilla-like hulk of a machine and cuffs his hands in front of his mouth. Yo, 61! The machine halts its lifting with uncanny precision and turns to him. We're going on break! The robot tilts its head to the side. You can't work the piler without Schwinn up on the roof, so... I don't know, take a load off, will ya? Understood, came the over-enunciated reply. The man, already walking away, tossed a dismissive wave behind him. Yeah, understood. A moment after the man turns the corner, the robot attempts to mimic the hand wave to no one in particular. Goddamn coppers in every street corner. At a bus stop, or what used to be a bus stop, now a charging station. A passionate young man voices democratic opinion loud enough for the whole street to hear. They declare a martial law when I wasn't looking? The small woman beside him, trying hard to appear even smaller, shifts in her seat. Well, they're just doing their job, so... Bots don't have jobs, except the ones they stole from us. They took our job. Notice how they don't patrol nearly so heavy in Uptown, even on the worst days? His audience, captive by virtue of sharing the same charging pole as him, shuffles, coughs, and stares even harder at their phones. The woman looks at her knees and pulls at her shirt. You're kind of embarrassing me right now. He makes a vague gesture with his hand to indicate he's stepping off his soapbox, and the shoulders of everyone around him relax a centimeter. Oh, now that's just... A woman with exhaustion in her eyes, sighs, a hologram floating above her chrome-plated palm. Now we got some new words. And me. December 26th.
Morgan is 175 centimeters, which I think is 5'9", because I think I'm the same height.
Little. AB negative. Occupation criminal and defense attorney. Likes trigonometry, rooftops, bonfires, dislike sunburn, baths, and karaoke. Oh, she's just like me, and she smells perfect. Exercise by swimming, hidden talent in baking, body count. You cannot ask someone that. Derogatory term for automated dependents, particularly ones licensed by or operating under the authority of the state. Interested parties in the automated dependent industries have more one occasion lobbied for copper and other terms like it. Of course they have.
Yeah, that happened before it became extremely popular in the last month or so.
Now you can't say cis on Twitter, on X. They're trying to make TERF a slur in the UK. You can't rightfully point out the atrocities of Israel without being labeled a Zionist, anti-Semite. We're living in a society. Arguing that anti-mechanical sentiment constitutes an expression of prejudice. Yeah, sure. Also, on the other side of that coin, people are too eager to try to come up with new slurs, because, like, we're like, we need to come up with a slur for AI bros, and, like, no we don't. We can just insult them like normal.
You can just say that they're pathetic and leave it to that. Also, I've seen someone try to make a flag, including the Clanker title, and they decided to call it the CCC. Yeah, it's like, what the fuck?
Can people just be normal?
It's like, oh, this is a topic I can be. It's like, this is a topic where I can channel my inner suppressed racism or something, and not be yelled
exactly.
at. Cool.
Or considered a form of hate speech, incidents of destruction of corporate property where such terms are used in prior community will qualify for additional severity and higher fines paid toward the damaged party. Yep, there it is. In all but the most radical interpretations of hate speech law, however, prejudice can only be directed towards sentient living things, people, animals, or corporations. You're completely capable. Yeah, they aren't. Body modification aka mods is a term that may refer to cybernetic prosthetics, artificial implants, neural... Body modifications have been seen throughout history and across a wide range of cultures. The modern body mods movement is differentiated by a shift from intrinsic factors, special identity, to intrinsic motivators, job, opportunities, technological benefits, improvements in physical or mental ability. Historically, mods have been classified based on which section of the user's spinal cord the interfacing occurs at, thoracic, lumbar, or cervical. But this system does not account for mods which interact directly with the human brain. The increased prevalence of so-called above-the-neck modding in recent years has led to several corporations and medical organizations proposing their own new classification systems, but so far none have gained much traction. Can you undo mod surgery? Best reviewed neural implants 2086. I'd like a mod that helps feed serotonin directly to my brain for my depression. Kind of like what Aiba does for Date.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
Uh-huh. Replace culture war with class war. Yeah. One with exhaustion of the... While a rounded, smooth-looking android pushes a carriage behind her. Ellen, walk around the block. Get her some air, would you? Apparently this call can't wait, and it's louder than a garbage disposal light here. Of course, ma'am. I'd be glad to. The android punctuates its sentence with a sound halfway between a wheer and a purr, which, judging by the coos and giggles coming from the child, seems to have been well received. Robots, holograms, androids, drones, coppers if you prefer. Can't so much as sneeze in city without a dozen different ads offering you a handkerchief. Another one. Because ad, referred to in common conversations, ad, automated dependent is a catch-all term encompassing robots, intelligent programs, that are holograms. Yeah, I remember learning about this in the last chapter. All artificial beings. Are present both digitally and physically in every industry and nation on the planet. Mid-21st century lobbies pushed through new tax classification to find intelligent machines that were neither salaried employees nor mere equipment. Because it afforded tax breaks and lighter tariffs, the term became so commonly used that it spread to all branches of the robotics industry, from which point it began to penetrate into everyday speech and pop culture. Some sociologists argue that the term owes its popularity not simply to its brevity and prevalence, but to its ability to draw a distinction between the commonplace robots, androids, smart UEs, etc., and the internationally illegal artificial intelligences. So this is like a absolutely completely monitored police authoritarian state, but hey, they banned AI.
Well,
So,
intelligent AI.
I mean, I can dream they mean Gen AI is illegal too.
No, because you can make money off of those. You can't make money off of making sentient creatures, because then that's slavery.
I mean, it is.
Yeah.
All work. If you ask me, all work is slavery. In a way.
In a way it is, but this is the kind that they already have in place, and they can still make money off of it and no one will bat an eye.
Yeah.
Whereas if you create a sentient life form and then force it to work for you forever, and then don't treat it like a real person, people get mad.
People with hearts get mad. There's a vocal minority that think the downfall of civilization, but for everyone else...
You're too kind, ma'am. Thank you for your concern.
It's hard to hate them when they're so eager to please. Of course, my mind instantly went dirty. Crosswalk seemed to be okay. Keep it safe, yeah?
Have a good day, Morgan citizen.
It's a bright, crisp morning in the city. Lights changing and people moving in click-clacking harmony, all smooth as clockwork. The human urge to try and relitigate the ethics of slavery. Yep. Just
Slavery was bad, but what if there was this version of it that actually was better?
what if we only did slavery to people in prison? That's okay because they deserve it, right?
Exactly.
I mean, you give it another year, or hell, just this year still, and probably see Republicans and conservatives try to repeal the 16th Amendment. I think that's the Emancipation Proclamation. I would not put it beneath them. Were we in a worse mood, it'd be a little bit much.
That's income taxes, which yes, they could.
Ethereal, well-developed, blah, 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 blah. But I went out last night, so I'm feeling pretty refreshed this morning. I'm guessing she killed again.
Yippee!
By that blood splatter back there. As I reached the other end
There
of
was also, on the autopsy report, it said something about exsanguination.
They were bled dry. Hot.
I mean, died from blood loss rather than from direct injury.
As I reach the other end of the street, I pivot lightly and give Automated Dependent Assistant Officer Leo my best impression of a salute. Thank you for your service! And of course, he creaks out a mirrored response. No sense of sarcasm, the poor bastard. Hang on, I'm gonna adjust the volume just a smidge. But I didn't come all this way downtown to poke fun at the only happily employed class in human history. No, I came down here to make an important purchase. Today, I'm going to buy a gun. Because you lost your last one. Or used it up. An idle mind.
Idle mind.
I
do like that all the episodes are titled based on a saying with the word devil in it.
Mm-hmm.
An idle mind is the devil's plaything. And the first one is
Speak of the devil and he will come.
shall appear. Yeah. speak the devil, and he shall appear.
I'm also a fan of Idle-Minded's work. Does good fat people. Teehee. Mr. Everard is helping me find my gun. Mr. Dubois, I'm so terribly sorry to hear about your missing gun. Trust me, I have the Union doing everything in their power to find it again. Oh! Lily the Moonlight!
You're not ultra-liberal, Harry. Don't be a slur redacted.
No, he's a communist. Lily the Moonlight, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Coven.
Oh, hi, Moon Lily. I posted in another server that I was going live with you, and this is someone from that server.
Aw, thank you.
I do not have the emote you always like to use, though. There it is.
Cute. You know, in his head, Harry's like, how can I make this about communism? No staff around? Well, the lights are on. Should I have knocked? Boop! She's cute. Sup? Desk personality setting 6. The cool one. Let me know if I can help you with anything. I've probably forgotten more about firearms than you're programmed to remember. I bet you can. I recently acquired a license to carry concealed. Nice. Are you in law enforcement? Do you shoot for sport? Business or pleasure? Neither. May I ask why you're looking to carry concealed, ma'am? Oh, you know. Assault with a deadly weapon, cruel intent, that kind of thing. Some of my clients live in very rough neighborhoods. Even in broad daylight, coming down to lower wards for house visits can be... I see, you're a lawyer. I guess you'd say I'm in the market for self-defense. We have a wide selection of options for self-defense in a variety of sizes and calibers, with spread and PA fire options available. My bad, PA stands for pseudo-automatic. I know. But for concealed, it'd have to at least be small enough to... This would go a lot faster if I just tell the desk what I want. I need a Magrail.
Magrail.
Right. Magrail. Word. We're proud to offer a number of models that utilize the latest in miniaturized ultra-capacity batteries to generate a Lawrence force which flings a slug fast enough to miss a limb at over 30 meters. And it's safe? Of course, ma'am. My bad. 2-factor safeties with GPS and emergency services sync. It won't go off unless you want it to, and someone will definitely come running. All those convenient safety features make it incredibly easy for the police, or anyone who can dupe their tool set, to lock you out of your own gun with the flip of a switch. You couldn't walk a piece like that down a single uptown street without passing through 9 or 10 no-fire zones. The very worst, most useless kind of weapon a criminal could buy. Sounds perfect! How do we get started?
I do love that change in tone there.
I try. Also, I like how the desk hologram is just like, word, and it made me think of her being told some really horrible news, and then her only reaction is, wig. Why does it feel like every desk I run into has to be such a character? Mercifully, it's tucked itself away while the fabricators get the gun tagged. I've got time to kill, so is there anything worth checking out around the shop? I forgot the fucking flashbang of a noise that is, hovering over something. Yeesh, would a cutie clean up a little? Guess that this kindly asking customers not to litter can only get you so far if you're not willing to pay someone to sweep up. Wait, is this trash? This flyer, it's scannable? Stagnancy theory, really? They get a lot of self-proclaimed philosophers in here. Renowned net
Would you
philosopher.
like me to read this?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. A stagnant world, modern man's plateau. Renowned net philosopher Corbin Cawthorne, real name withheld, offers to take you on a deep dive into the global trends and sociological patterns that have driven our planet to the halting point in his groundbreaking and controversial seminar. Moore's Law used to be the benchmark. Now it feels like a pipe dream. We used to dream of humanity into space. Of artisans crafting the virtual wonders that made the confines of our world, of our own reality, seem limited. Instead, our brightest minds spend all their time and effort kicking the can of climate crisis down the road, while their more fortunate peers spend their most productive working years in search of engine optimization and customer experience design. The middle class, eaten alive by the rich they prop up, can no longer afford the very products they help create. Without mass consumer demand, tech no longer has evolutionary pressures to be as small and powerful as possible. In stagnant waters, only parasites and disease grow aplenty. The only cure comes from you taking action.
What follows is an attachment to Karl Marx's Communist Manifesto. There's no link at the bottom, probably leading to a collection dish. Or a state honeypot if you want to be paranoid. You better burn the ship before some neat freak idiot picks it up and gets arrested. Slang term meaning to shoot or to kill that originates from the bloody spray produced when a modern firearms projectile makes contact with living tissue. E.g., a gun that size could miss a crowd from 100 meters, even if you weren't aiming. Okay.
The flyer just makes me think of like someone who just got to college and heard about, oh, there's like a different form of government than the one that already exists. I am going to make that my entire personality now.
I kinda did that.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying to other people who already are older than you and slightly more experienced with the world, it comes off as very annoying if you like try to proselytize that.
I used to be a cringe high school communist. Now it just became a normal. Now I'm just a normal leftist.
Mm-hmm.
Who hates other leftists.
Yes.
Damn leftists! Ruining the leftists!
Thank you, Disco Elysium, for the best comment about leftism. Critiquing other leftists is more important than actually being a leftist.
True. Kidding. Hate these kinds of screens. Gotta look at them with your nose turned up, or else they start eye tracking. Next thing you know, they're saying hello on a first name basis. But I've got practice with this sort of thing. I can skim the headlines at least. Why the 12 to 6 work week? Oh my god. Like midnight to 6 p.m.?
That would be working. It's either working 6 12-hour days or working 12 6-hour. Well, not. Yeah, that'd be 6 12-hour days. Yeah. Sorry, no. 6 12-hour days. Jeez.
That's
because I'm so used to
disgusting.
seeing it as like, yeah, it's bad.
Is that what 9
Remember,
to 5
there's only
means?
one union, and it's the police union.
Is that what 9 to 5 means? I thought 9 to 5 just meant working from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
That's what 9 to 5 means, but usually it's a 540. So you work 5 or 45, or sorry. Basically, the idea is, oh hey, you work,
40 hours a week.
And if you hear 9 to 5, it's also like, hey, you get an hour. Like, there's an hour of like paid breaks and lunches usually.
Mm-hmm.
2 15-minute breaks and 1 half-hour lunch, so it ends up being 9 hours as well.
Yeah.
Either way, this is not that.
Oh, the 12 to 6 work week gives us more free time than ever. I'm 14. I tried dating a smart UI. It made me the happiest I've ever been. That's bad on so many levels. how term limits are anti-democracy. Woof. Transfusion from warm android saves soldier's life. That's one hell of a headline. If the Animate 16 wasn't selling well before, I'm sure by now it's... Oh, is that the one you can fuck?
Yeah.
The Animate 16 is the latest android produced by Noble Electronics, and we think it's the greatest machine the world has ever seen. Boasting a battery life of over 154 hours with patented soft touch digitation, remarkable tenderness and sensitivity, the uncanny charm you've come to expect from us, we're sure that your Animate 16 will be the best purchase you make this year, and you'll never want to go back out in the cold. Not interested in sponsored services?
It's I think that this came up in Chapter 0, but
Yeah.
the next series of androids, the 16, is supposed to be the first warm android, the one that actually feels like human to the touch.
Mm-hmm. I mean, to be fair though, who would make an android you can't fuck?
Capitalists.
Yeah, they'd want to fuck them too.
Well, yeah, but they're going to make the ones you can't fuck first.
Someone lets the datapad out here. What's in the news today? Go ahead.
Lobo threatens Tetra with ransomware, vulgarity. The internationally wanted terrorist and serial data thief, most commonly known as Lobo,
From
has
DC
seized a
Comics?
cache of virtual... Huh?
Lobo from DC Comics?
Also an animal, so... Has seized a cache of virtual keystone data files belonging to the Tetra Metallics group, according to a press release from the mining conglomerate. In a blitz of cross-posts on 90 different socials, translated into all 11 dominant languages, the supposed hacktivist, radical conservationist, and gentleman thief made clear their intent to ransom said files back to their lawful owners at severe cost. Though the posts were quickly flagged and quarantined thanks to user reports, Lobo's latest manifesto, which we have declined to publish here on grounds of journalistic integrity and due to the strong language contained therein, has remained in circulation thanks to a loose network of rogue data harbors. In addition to a sizable monetary ransom, Lobo has put a list of demands that spanned pages. Most prominent among them was a call for de-escalation of all conflicts surrounding rare earth metal deposits around the equator. Sources at Tetra refused to confirm or deny reports that Lobo's captured data impacted only their billing services, but insisted that the corporation could not in good faith resume distribution until the ransom situation was resolved. Market prices for rare earth metals surged following the hacking attack as supply halted and demand rose, stoked by memories of catastrophic supply chain disruption in the mid-20th century.
Sorry.
A spokesperson for Mining is Progress, a lobbying group that represents the rare earth metal industry, called Lobo's repeated attacks acts of terror against the free market. Whoa there! Looks like you're not logged in. Want to take care of that real quick?
Sorry, we noticed you haven't signed in. Would you like? You're not signed in. Make an account with our website today and you can read the rest of this article. Or pay $5 to get past the paywall. Bullshit like that. Lobo again. Or someone using their name. Suppose it doesn't matter if they're the original or not, so long as they're a genuine threat. No one could snare a corporation as rich as Tetra without serious skills. It does seem inconsistent with Lobo's politics making demands for ransom money. Is that what it was? Or is
Are
it
you asking me
de-escal-
for help, or are you asking me to fact check you?
Fact check me.
So Lobo did mention ransom, but also mentioned one of the demands was trying to put a stop to wars around rare earth metals.
Right.
So the ransom's part of it, but the manifesto doesn't mention the ransom.
He's spray painting Yoda holding up the stop sign that says "Stop Wars" on the side of buildings. Media literate. It's not the first time Lobos voiced their displeasure with the decades-old simmer of conflict around the tropics. Unless the rare earth metals empowering our batteries and fueling all our pretty little androids are suddenly made a lot less rare overnight, I doubt the state will stop taking an interest in those regions' politics anytime soon.
Yeah, I think the TV screen's the last one.
Let's watch TV. What anime they got on? Some kind of news program playing in the screen. Most public places are too scared to put on any channel with content more political than the smiling micro-apartment flippers. I hate HGTV. This is a gun store after all. Power's always political. Wait, how long has it been? Shouldn't take them that long to get my gun properly bugged.
I'm sorry, we've received a breaking news story. We're seeking confirmation and yes, we have it confirmed. Lead programmer at Noble Electronics and famed designer of the Turing solution,
Not Alan.
Dr. David Asher, has passed.
Dun dun. What?
Propriety Vantage automated dependent management system, along with the Animate series of androids.
Must be some kind of corporate propaganda tactic, or... No, they wouldn't risk... fake news? But why?
Perhaps best known for his breakthroughs in the field of machine learning and language.
Misinformation, maybe. Trying to...
Authored many of the developments that allowed for Noble's rapid growth and marketing dominance.
David Asher is dead? Wig.
Including the popular Desk series of smart UIs. I'm sorry your daddy's dead.
That's very sad. I didn't ask. Sorry, I just... Commands only! Understood. Will you be paying with cash or credit? Debit. Hell yeah. 9:41 a.m., July 1st, 2086.
I think it's only been like 2 weeks since chapter 1.
The gun was light. Lighter than I expected. A real gun should always be heavy, greater than the sum of its parts. It's one of the things I like about them, their weight. Like they're anchoring the world around them. Like they're a fixed point in time. Like everything else is just relative to them, either closer or further to the end. I would have liked something heavier during that walk back to my apartment. I would have liked to have something to feel far away from. Oh boy, our apartment. Amazing, looks just like Adam Jensen's.
I didn't ask for this.
Yeah, rip. Didn't realize I was home until my hand was on the door. What is this? What am I doing? What am I doing? Fumbling in my pocket for my lighter. Golden, polished, tastefully ergonomic, and fine and expensive. And a good lighter. It was a good gift. I kept the card, didn't I? Here it is. To the only
smoker in my life. I know gold's a bit much for your personal style, but they don't make a lot of these anymore. Believe it or not, the only other people who share your vice are stuffy old men with bad, expensive taste. Hope you can manage to get some use out of it anyway.
Alright, this shaking needs to... Thank you.
Your friend.
David. The news might have more information by now. Or not. Looks like the net's full of copy-pasted statements from Noble. Auto-edited montages, ill-fitting quotes, reactions to the news from every micro-celebrity under the sun. Oh great, now Critical's here.
What's up, everybody? The David Asher situation is insane.
And here's my 43-minute opinion on it. Let's do this shit.
Where I sit and watch a video and then interrupt it to talk for 4 minutes before watching another 6-second clip and then spending 4 minutes talking about it.
Yep. And then somehow during all that still get 15 tier 3 subscriptions. They're raw, authentic emotion brought to you live from all the car seats and bathroom mirrors of the world. But there's nothing about his death. Not even a time window. Did he die this morning? Was he found dead in his bed? Has he been dead for days, while Noble's just been waiting for the right time to let it leak? Or did he die last night while I was out screwing around? Phone call? Better not be work-related. I'm not in the right mood. You take her.
You can voice this lady.
Morgan, hey, thanks for picking up so fast. She's Jessica Starling. Who asked me to call her? Hi, Jess. Listen, I've already seen the news. What? Of course you have. Duh. I'm sorry, I didn't tell you sooner. The company and their people and all the... What I mean is, if it were up to me, you would have been the first call I made. For a decision like that to be up to David's assistant, about 1,000 of the Noble employees above her on the ladder would have to get axed, but... It's alright, Jess. No one ever really knows what to do with these kinds of things. Still, I'm sorry you had to hear it from a streamed Chiron. What difference does it make how the information gets to me? Could have stumbled upon this course myself and I'd feel mostly the same. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to call anyway. Yeah. If I want more information, she's the best source I'm going to get. Maybe for weeks. What to ask at a time like this? I'm supposed to express denial first, but she's probably short on time. I don't feel like following the playbook to the letter right now. Can you tell me what happened? The police, they think that he took something. Suicide? The police are already involved? They say it was some kind of poison or... God. Almost got a lot of weight to bludgeon the state with, especially in this city. I think they'd keep the police at arm's length for at least a few days. Listen, Morgan, I need to ask something of you. Of course, Jess. Whatever you need. Whatever you need? Bit much, but she's grieving. This is just how people talk. It's not like my day was really salvageable anyway. I like to bring you up here, to David's place. What do you mean? There's something I had to give you. You're not healing his will already, are you? If the police are involved, it'll be a while before... No, I'm sorry. It's not like that. Before he... Oh. No, please don't hold back on my account. You haven't asked me to get this into your hands. It wasn't work-related. But he asked me. I know I'm asking a lot here, but since it's turned out to be the last thing he ever asked me to do, I'd like to get it done. I don't like showing up at crime scenes more often or more quickly than strictly necessary. That's when I only have to worry about the police. With Noble looming over all this, security will be doubled and scrutiny tripled. This is too risky. There's no logical reason to agree to a request. Swing by my place with a cab, yeah? Besides my own morbid curiosity, Right, of course. Thanks, Morgan. Thank you. Wait, I almost forgot. What is it? You don't happen to have anything you could wear in black, do you?
Such an airhead. We love her.
1011. In transit. June 24th, 176, 63 kilograms, O positive. Executive assistant at Noble Electronics. Likes dancing, buying shoes, reselling shoes. What is she, some kind of a shoe hawker?
Shoes. Oh my god, shoes.
Let's get some shoes. Dislikes hangovers, soft mattresses, machismo. Charm point, her earnest smile. Relaxes by bar hopping in the lower wards. The best at reading the stock market. Oh, her.
Him.
But
people have drawn a lot of art of what if estrogen could have saved her, David Asher, and I support it.
I'll support an androgynous CEO.
Not even a CEO, just the celebrity employee, the celebrity inventor.
I'll support a androgynous tech boy girl. Mm-hmm. I mean, of course they're into programming, looking like that.
Show me those socks. I have to make sure they're striped.
Likes street food, crowds fishing. Dislikes brain freeze, driving, lint. Eyeglasses custom designed by Fiamma. Shampoo expensive. Sense of humor unique. Lobo. You are welcome for clearing out this cache of soys. Shut up! Clearing out this cache of...
Look at the top. Look at the top, please.
Tried to process your request, but Lobo beat our ass till we ragdolled. Okay. Before it could clog your brain's arteries any further. To whatever dumbest dishwater script kitty they yelled at to come fix this. A word of advice from your superior. I own that password suggestion algorithm. Want to resecure? Try this. Relax your shoulders, stand up from your desk, take a deep breath in, firebomb your own servers. Literally cheaper for you at this point. For the rest of you slack-jawed screen lobotomites looking for a little excitement in their search history, find a pig and rip their throat out. That'll teach you how to run with the wolf. Lobo is king. Okay, looks like I've got a badass over here. David Asher was a renowned computer. Yeah, the person who has to go to Wikipedia and edit their article with past tense adjectives and nouns.
There's like 5 or 6 people who just do that, and they're like the highest paid people on Wikipedia, maybe. I don't know.
They should be. Right up there with the person that's to constantly lock down the All Dogs Go to Heaven 2 Wikipedia page to stop Wayne Radio TV fans from editing it to say Gordon dies at the end. Like every 8 months.
Yeah, there's just the classic insult if you get in a fight with someone and say, hey, when I'm done with you, they're gonna have to edit your Wikipedia page to past tense.
The free online encyclopedia that nobody can ever edit again. David Asher was a renowned computer scientist, user experience designer, industry leader, philanthropist, and the lead programmer at Noble Electronics. He first received worldwide recognition for his postgraduate thesis on intelligent programmatic linguistic weighting. a body of work which would come to be known as the Turing solution. Though he retained the original patent on the Turing solution for the rest of his life, he was famously unlitigious. By most industry experts' estimates, the Turing solution exists in some form in 90% of active, automated-dependent source codes. David Asher's philanthropic efforts and invaluable skills placed him at the front and center of Noble Electronics' public image. Many considered him to be the unofficial face of the company, and his private life graced the tabloids and gossip sections of the net on many occasions. David Asher passed away on June 31st, 2086, citation needed. This entry has received an unusually large number of suggested edits in the last 44 minutes. Dissemination of disinformation. Okay. The autocab hums a synthesized purr as our on-ramp merges onto a canopy superhighway steadily and suddenly all at once. Not much super about it, but it does cast one hell of a shadow. The canopies always felt very arts and crafts to me. Cobbled together, always added onto, never finished, never planned. It's clearly taken a lot of time and effort to make. But the end result's still ugly. This is what happens when you let Tesla design new highways.
Maxie, I'm going to take a quick bio break, but I don't think I have any lines I need to voice for the next few minutes.
You're Gucci.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like it could fall apart at any moment. You okay, Morgan? You look a little carsick. I'm fine. Thanks for asking. What if I ignore her text now? She'll just send more later. Which... It's me again. Hey, Freckles. Saw your friend Asher on the news. Rip. Thank you. For trying to be sincere. Worth a shot. We all have our strengths. God damn, you're one passive-aggressive little girl. Why does all your filial piety go out the window whenever you talk to me? Filial piety doesn't work on you. You love yourself too much to appreciate respect. True, went the train. I should add that to my lexicon. See, Freckles, you can be very insightful. When you aren't too busy side-eyeing the whole world. Wonder where I picked that up from. Not from me. Pretty sure you're born muttering insults under your breath.
And I'm back.
Hi.
Excellent. We've met her.
Another me. The nurses tried to make you cry and you responded by giving them self-esteem issues. Did you ever have dealings with Noble? 10 out of 10 shift in the convo. Subtle as a car crash. Subtlety doesn't work on you either. Well, it might. If you're good at it, XD.
Did you get this character's bio yet?
I guess not.
Okay.
I mean, my
We'll
phone's
get it
already
later.
up, so... This is me asking you for advice. Okay. I guess this never sunk in. Because you spent most of your apprenticeship asleep. But my clients are all celebs. They're rich and famous. Oh, this is her mentor or something.
Yes, this is an old lady who mentored Morgan on how to be a lawyer.
I didn't have that many dealings with the Megs that own their likeness. Is it really that different? Plenty. Celebs don't like people seeing their dirty side. So they pay smart people like me to clean up their messes. But Megs don't like people seeing them at all. Period. And also, Megs are a lot more lively when it comes to fucking. I'm gonna assume that's supposed to be fucking.
Yes.
Gross. Hard workers with a lot of stress event. stop. Do you have any actual help to offer? Truth be told, I did have this one run-in where I got balls deep into corporate intrigue. Why? Because I got caught up the of Any Life's 45 poster girl. Because I got caught elbow deep fist. Oh wait, no.
No, some of this is like corporate stuff too, so it's like some of it is probably censored. Because again, the state owns the texting services.
But you know what they say, love is only elbow deep. God damn it. Hard worker. Not a stress event. Glad to know I can always reach out to you in my time of need. I'm gonna let that slide, because I know you're in mourning. Look, corporate types are all a bunch of paranoid drug addicts. Huffing glue and playing roulette on their phones, while fantasizing about stabbing everyone else in the meeting to death. So don't expect them to play nice just because Ash was your pal. My actual advice is, get whatever you're owed. Then get other fast as fuck, boy.
So I do want to point out, given this character's age, roughly, the fact that she's older than Morgan by at least like 20 or 30 years.
Yeah, she's a millennial.
She is a young millennial or a Zoomer, basically, is how I would say it. So this is the exact type of speech patterns you're going to see in that you see in, like, you know, people in their late teens, early 20s right now.
Yep.
And she just never grew out of it, despite being a lawyer.
That's a beautiful thought, Auntie. I mean it. Corporations prefer Viking funerals. What's a Viking funeral? A dignified ceremony where the body's sent out to sea on a boat. Then, they set everything on fire and sink the ashes to the bottom of the ocean. Try not to linger, Freckles. You don't want to be stuck on board when they start knocking their arrows. Thanks. But what the hell was that about me sleeping on the job? I work harder in one day than any of you Gen Alpha drunks did all week. Oh, Gen Alpha. Should've worked smarter, lol. And if you want to go there, you did literally fall asleep on the job. Oh, hi. At the Xmas party. What is that? What is that? Why do you have that? Why do you have that? It's not even accurate. Work parties are still work, Freckles. I only have my eyes closed. Because all you old farts has your camera's flash on. Morgan, something wrong? You're sweating. Just deleting some spam. Wonderful.
It's great when we can put Morgan on the back foot. It's the article you already read.
Mm-hmm.
Victoria Masters.
MILF! Victoria Masters, July 7th, 160 centimeters. Wait, depends on the time of day. AB negative. Occupation, lawyer to the rich and famous. Semi-retired. Likes, handsome men, pretty women. Expensive liquor, hell yeah, bisexual queen. Dislikes, clingy people, prudish people. Flying commercial. Jewelry 24 karat. Age difficult to verify. Smokes, cigars, Death 13 cigarettes, and other adult stuff.
So,
smoking dick.
Gen Alpha technically is 2010 to 2024, so right now, Victoria Masters could be alive and could be, like, watching Mr. Beast videos.
I hate that.
Yeah.
How could she become a lawyer when she's getting lead poisoning from Mr. Beast's friends' lunchlies and prime drinks?
I mean, you can blame that on her parents, but either way. She's great. I love her.
Yeah, I dig her. We got a couple more minutes of crawling through the canopy's guts before we reach David's part of the city. Uptown, our better half. Gleaming opera houses and the towering corporate apartments. Boutique shops with more cameras than customers. Penthouses stacked upon penthouses in a frantic climb to the top of the rat pile. All ringed in by restaurants with long wait times and small serving sizes. The joke is that uptown folks go most of the year without touching street level. Not much of a punchline there. It's basically true. By now, his whole block must be swarmed with cops, themselves surrounded by media, and all encircled by onlookers. I could try and enjoy these last few moments of calm, but if the storm's coming either way, I'd rather use this time to try and find my footing. Actually, Jess, if you got a second, I was curious about... that headline. I saw that headline, by the way. The one where your warm android saved that soldier's life. Oh yeah, pretty feel good, don't you think? So folks at the company must have been in high spirits lately, I take it? Well, that's what I thought when I first heard about it, but... I don't know. Maybe upper management's never happy. They're still just writing sales harder than ever, pushing the traditional consumer markets. I thought they'd start building a pitch for Congress the day the story dropped. A big patriotic campaign telling everyone why we need a contract for warm androids in the military. But I haven't heard about them moving staff around for anything like that. Maybe it's all above my pay grade. All the corporate power and money in the world, and they're still such joyless assholes that they won't even celebrate their victories. I'm guessing you've already been to his place. Yeah, it's a mess over there. It's that bloody? Oh god, no, not that kind of mess. I just mean the cops stacked on the media, stacked on the lawyers. Each of them with their own network of drones and all their droning. It's very, it's a very high productivity atmosphere is what I mean. When were you able to get over there? Well, I got a call from legal late last night. They weren't exactly delicate in breaking the news to me. Last night? They said they needed my help sorting through all his... Well, you know how he left things organized sometimes. He's been dead since last night and they've kept it under wraps that long? I know there are a lot of powerful people in the circles, but to stop from leaking for over 12 hours? It seems like more than just your typical powerful people trying to control the narrative. It seems more like there's something they're actively trying to suppress. So you found out last night. Right, last night. Oh god! I'm so sorry. I should have told you as soon as I found out. Really? It's alright. Did you see anything? No, I haven't actually seen him at all. He was airlifted to the hospital ASAP, and that's where he passed, so... But, well, I don't get the impression the cops have been there that long. Not compared to the lawyers, they and the rest of the company. People seem pretty entrenched. Noble set up camp before the police even arrived. So what time would that have been? I guess I got there around 9 p.m. Yeah, because at 9:15 they switched my phone to silo mode and I got locked out of everything but my work stuff. Set my last blot at 9:13, see? I'm gonna expire whoever put me in the heels this morning. It me. Cute. They can do that to your phone? Lock you out of social media? Of course not. Well, unless I'm on the clock, or off the clock, but on company property. Then they can remote all my tech, yeah. How convenient. So if I got in at 9 p.m., I guess the rest of the company people have been there since like 8:30 p.m.? I hadn't been there more than a few minutes before the mood changed. Word about hospital declaring him dead had started to leak. I see. He died after he reached the hospital? That's unexpected. It's 2086. You might be in trouble if you get stuck in bureaucratic purgatory when you need to be in the emergency room. More than that, if you reach the hospital alive, a good doctor can stabilize most any patient within a few moments. Noble Electronics' lead programmer would have a very good doctor. So what the hell happened? Is she mistaken? Was he just not officially declared dead until reaching the hospital for some reason? Or... hard to think about, I know. Yeah. Or hard to believe. Raimi, how many years did you and David work together? Oh, well, I started with the company about 4 years ago. They offered me a temp contract when I was graduating. I was put in HR right in the middle of a hiring bust, so I spent 2 months in the Warrens. Then an aptitude test got me fast-tracked to mid-low management. Sorry, Warrens? That's just what we call the company dorms back then, on account of all the... well, all the people. Plus, it was underground. Didn't see the sun that first month. My skin got so dry. Is that normal in your industry? Normal for everyone I've ever worked with. Except David, of course. But I mean, he was the best. Yeah. On Tuesday morning, Dr. David Asher walked right up to my desk. I'd won the lotto. So I should come to work for him. Dr. David Asher, directly. On a random Tuesday morning, like it was nothing. He didn't like to do things on Mondays. Said people were always too tired to get anything done anyway. Yeah, that's right. He did say that. I should know by now, right? 3 years of arranging meetings and keeping him organized and occasionally straightening his tie. He was a good boss. He was a good guy. Yeah. When did you last speak with him? In person? Thursday afternoon. The day before yesterday. He seemed normal. I mean, I didn't... We still don't really know anything, Jess. You're right, thanks. Thursday's the last time I saw him, and that was when he asked me to meet with you. Jess, I have to wonder, what kind of request did David make of you that it couldn't wait a few days? Right, of course. He asked me to give you something. Something? Is he trying to build suspense? Right, it's just, well... I don't know exactly what it is. You have no idea? He asked me to give you the contents of his safe. Are we headed to the bank then? No, see, he has his private safe in his basement. Maybe you've seen it. Well, I say safe, but it might be more accurate to call it a storage locker. Or a false wall. All he told you was that he wanted me to have what's inside? Right, he was very clear about that part. Your eyes only, straight into your hands. Handle it in person, he said. Strange. It's all pretty analog for someone as technically gifted as David. Come from anyone else, I'd call it paranoid. But David was never paranoid, even when he had every right to be. If he wanted this handled a certain way, it must be for a good reason. So, David asked you to do this on Thursday, correct? Yeah, Thursday. And he passed last night, Friday. Yeah. Wait, you don't think that when we met, he had already decided? It's not healthy to speculate on that sort of thing. More importantly, it's not helpful. The dead don't have anything to offer the living. I should know. You're probably right. Besides, we'll need to focus. Judging by the side of the crowd I'm looking at, it looks like we're gonna have to jump into the thick of it. So much talking.
I know.
Noble Employee Housing Building. Platea?
Sounds right.
Lobby. Yo, we got Tron up in this bitch. I thought there were a lot of police here before. Maybe too late to ask, but you're not bad with crowds, are you, Morgan? She's kidding, right? It's downright airy in here compared to what we just waded through. Wide eyes and clenched fists, heads peeking over shoulders and round signs. Police, both mechanical and warm-blooded, closing ranks with holograms and quick-set wires to draw a severe perimeter. While protesters, mourners, fanatics, and busybodies shuffle about at the edge of the police line, the heat of their panic anxiety washing over. Who the hell were all those people? Well, there have always been people with strong feelings about our products. Android stepped forward into the mob, gently, firmly, unfeelingly parting the human tide. Most of them with official police branding, but a few remotely deputized consumer models emerged from the crowd to join them. All of them built by Noble, so they can just deputize any androids they need whenever, huh? Unsettling. All of them built from David's code. All of them standing vigil outside his tomb. This is all technically company property, isn't it? Yup, David had the penthouse all to himself, but every other floor's tenants are Noble employees too. Not an uncommon arrangement in Uptown. Work at Noble, rent from Noble. Wave hello to your Noble neighbor in the morning and make sure to request a spot in line at the official company crematorium. They don't actually do the last part. I think. Does Noble handle employee funerary arrangements? Yeah, it's a pretty standard benefit actually. It's cheap for them compared to dental. But Noble's always been generous with benefits. Work hard and the company will have you set for life. And after. Both the State and Noble have always gotten themselves entrenched here in the lobby. Have gotten themselves. Security and damage control and PR and liability. Everybody just glad to be working. I'm feeling a little overstimulated. Any chance we can just skip all these checkpoints? Haha. No, absolutely not. So who do we need permission from? The cops or the company? My request went through, so we should have the go-ahead from both at this point. You don't need to go near the actual, it's still called a crime scene. It's not technically a crime. I don't want to think about how many suits Noble's paying to debate that question right this very instant. David's vault is in the penthouse basement. We can't get to it from these ground floor elevators. We'll have to ride straight up to the rooftop veranda, walk in his front door, and then head down. If Jess says we can do all that without stumbling across where he died, then... Okay, so we just flash my ID card at any problem that comes up? Including him?
Hey, ladies. Look, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid we're at capacity at the moment. Let anyone else by and we won't be able to maintain... Huh. You're that lawyer. Morgan.
You caught me, detective. How long's it been?
Feels like it's been ages.
Oh dear, still not bitter about our last encounter, I hope.
I'll live.
I need another drink, hang on.
The sipper.
More like the chugger. I don't see the spunky one around. Is she taking a mental health day to preserve that unflappable charm?
Detective Reyes is around. Why? You miss her that bad?
Maybe. Also, welcome in, Magic. I've had blind pimples that were more endearing. You two know each other? Just Starling? Just Starling, meet Homicide Detective Kasim London.
It's a pleasure, miss.
Oh, likewise.
Immediately smitten.
Or nervous, 'cause police. Never trust the police, only trust your fists. As you might have guessed, the detective and I are acquainted. Comes with the line of work.
Morgan's being modest, sweetheart. We're practically blood.
I wouldn't go that far. Oh wow, me, sweetheart? Something wrong, Starling? Huh? No, nothing wrong.
Question marks? But as close as we are, I still can't just let her walk in off the street and onto the scene of an ongoing investigation. Even Noble's lawyers have to play by the rules today.
Whoa! Periwinkle Platypus, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the coven.
Hi, Perry.
Another friend?
Another person, yes.
Hell yeah. Welcome in. Play by the rules? So there is a game afoot. What makes you here? What makes you assume I'm here in a professional capacity?
You're a criminal defense attorney, and we're at a crime scene. Call it an old man's intuition.
Good detectives don't rely on intuition, though, do they? They rely on evidence.
Oh, I don't rely on it. Don't worry. I just need to lean on it every now and then when my back acts up.
Oh, cool. Guy gets a bit gray. Guy gets a bit of gray in his hair and thinks it's a free pass to act like a goddamn cowboy. Well, I'm afraid your intuition is off this morning, detective. I'm here on a private matter.
The deceased wasn't your client?
No, that would have been a conflict of interest.
Conflict of... You two know each other. I see. In that case, allow me to give you my condolences.
Thank you. But what I could really use is a bit of your help.
You sure rally fast.
Just... Right. We have this clearance here, Detective, Sir, from legal, which allows us...
It's alright, little lady. I trust you. You can leave the paperwork holstered for now.
Little lady? We aren't here for David, really. We won't be setting foot anywhere near your staging area, Detective.
All right. Why not?
How generous.
I can afford to be generous today, because if I screw up...
He gestures to the lobby full of suits and cops.
Plenty of folks around at hand, ready to pick up the slack.
Well, if you're that at ease, perhaps I can take this time to ask you a few questions.
Hey, you can always ask, Tiger. But I think you understand what I mean when I say whether or not I can answer is not entirely up to me.
You're looking a bit haggard. How long have you been here anyway?
Since this morning. But civilized folks don't call it morning when the streetlights are still on.
Even if you got here around 1 or 2 in the morning, that still means homicide wasn't brought in until hours after Noble had the lay of the land. Sounds like you could use a break.
I could use a retirement package. Hey, you're a lawyer, right?
According to all my business cards.
Think I can sue for elder abuse?
Not that kind of lawyer, sorry. You'd lose though.
I already regret asking.
Why have they got a homicide detective losing sleep over this anyway?
A man is dead, and he wasn't killed by fire, a vehicle, organized criminals, or disinformation.
As far as we know.
So at the moment, homicide's technically not the worst fit. But we're leading in name only. A high-profile death like this, everyone's got an eye on us. And a hand placed firmly on the back of our neck.
And the other hand firmly on their ass.
Let's go back shots to the police department.
We're not backshotting the pigs.
No, they're back shotting each other.
Not sure how to feel about that one. I've been checking my phone, but the only thing the news seems to be agreeing on is that David passed away.
Sorry, but if you're asking for details...
No, thank you. Oh, no, thank you for not letting them make this into a parade. Yet. OMG, hi Pokey! How you doing? Thanks for dropping by. Sorry.
We do our best to respect the privacy of anyone involved with an ongoing investigation.
He declined to say victim. Detective. Dr. Asher was a close friend of mine for many years. Yeah, he trusted Morgan more than anyone.
Huh.
Can you tell me if he killed himself?
It looks like that's the case.
Yeesh. I see. Thank you for telling me that. Dr. Ash.
Yeah, you're, welcome. Sorry.
Another round of guarded words. David was an important man, and it has only been a few hours. Hey, Ellie! Wow, everyone's dropping in. I feel so special. But all this tiptoeing gives me the feeling that whatever happened to David, it wasn't cut and dry. David was one of the biggest names in tech. He was the face of Noble Electronics.
Uh-huh.
One could argue androids are only as common as they are today because of his contributions to the field.
Some people felt that way, sure.
Hang on, I want to shout out my buddies in chat.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot the S.
Nice.
Hoagie was asked playing Peak. And Ellie was playing Fallout New Vegas. Very cool. You should check them both out. So do you think anyone would want to hurt him because of that? Yeah, of course, Ellie.
Remind me, which one of us is the detective again?
You really won't let me pick your brain?
You already know the answer. Yes, ads are controversial, androids especially.
We at Noble are aware that our products are sometimes the subject of heated debate, but...
No need to quote the handbook at us, miss. Truth be told, I've never really understood the hate.
Yeah, why all the robo-racism? It's not that complicated, is it? How many people have lost a job to an ad at least once in their career?
Every last one of them lost their jobs because their bosses, their flesh and blood bosses, fired them. Nah, ads are just a symptom. Scratch that. Ads are just a product. Getting mad at them is pointless. And vandalizing them is less than pointless. Because unlike us, they're all insured.
Oof. Wish that were me. I mean, I got like... Maybe like 35 more days before I can start using my insurance. My job insurance. Something like that. It hasn't been 60 days yet, I'm sure. And besides, Android production has surged over the last decade to become one of the nation's biggest exports.
True. Nice to have at least one thing we make in this country.
That's right. Noble only outsources the production of a small handful of internal components. Every other part of the manufacturing process is partly done right here at home. I somehow doubt everyone considers the specifics of Noble's supply chain to be a point of national pride. But you don't need a political science degree to see how much the state values Noble's contributions to the national economy. You boys and Noble all getting along with each other, sharing your toys.
Some of the younger ones are bristling. But I always play well with others, counselor.
And how well do the Megs play with you? They give you full access to building security. No Electronics, better known as No Electronics.
2.5% drop. Damn.
I mean that's pretty big, I guess. Now wasn't most of the 21st century chasing consumer tech trends like wearable smart UI interfaces only pivoting to Androids during the late 2070s amidst the decade's economic upheaval? The corporation struggled to break through to the higher tiers corporate power until David Asher revolutionized their products with his Turing solution and the technological breakthroughs that followed. In the years since, Noble has secured approximately a third of the automated dependent industry global market share, with their desk hologram interfaces and animate series of upper middle class luxury androids in particular helping them grow at a momentous pace. Noble's recent foray into biomechanical androids was initially met with skepticism when pre-orders lagged behind previous year's numbers, but the Animate 16 is projected to reap record profits for Noble over the next 8 quarters. That's a lot. That's like $2. Meg is a derogatory and hateful term used to refer to so-called megacorporations or anyone who works for them. Numerous unverified explanations for how the term originated. Some say it's a natural evolution from the slang word shark, which was used to refer to ruthless individuals or businessmen in the late 20th century. Others claim that Meg was originally short for Megan, a sort of archetypal. I didn't know it was spelled like that. Archetypal individual that defended the contributions that corporations have made to society.
They're saying the Megan was the Karen, but just fucking loves mega corporations.
Everyone loves their Megan corporations.
Everybody loves Megan 2.0. Go see it now on streaming services.
That's a joke I wanted to make. Shut up. I wanted to make a Me Threegan joke.
Me Threegan 2.0. God, I watched the first one and it was not great. And then I didn't even bother to see the second one, and I heard it was awful. Because they decided to make it an action movie instead of a horror movie.
I heard my other group of friends say that they're excited to see it, and that they like the first one. I'm like, how can you like that? The doll looks so bad.
The doll looks bad on purpose, I think, because it's meant to be creepy looking.
Yeah, it looks like
it looks like triggers that right amount of uncanny valley. I agree, but it still doesn't look great.
It's like the animatronic baby they originally tried to do for Twilight Breaking Dawn, but then they lost it and had to use CGI.
CGI baby! Forgot about that. We actually have a new CGI baby meme with, what was it? Fucking, Squid Games.
I didn't even know about that because I never got to watch Squid Games, the first one, when it was out, and then when I heard that Netflix just bought the rights to and are just making sequels, I lost even more interest.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Like, dang, this actually good, interesting story just got ruined by becoming the thing it was criticizing. Nothing is sacred in capitalism. Anyway, this guy's be positive, just like me. Homicide detective likes fall colors, morning air, and dimples. Dislikes touchscreens, cheap earbuds, and white rum. Cats or dogs? Both. Good at coming up with nicknames. Bad at remembering birthdays. Wait, when was his birthday? May 5th.
May 5th. They've given us access, and they say it's full. Some big penumbra system. Top of the line coverage, top to bottom of the building.
The game that dev team made before they did Amnesia: The Dark Descent?
Yeah, where an old, I can't remember his nationality, but an old miner gets stuck in your brain and tells you to kill people.
And you gotta throw beef jerky at wild dogs or something?
Yeah, you gotta pick up rocks and move them, and that's like 75% of the puzzles in the game.
Fun.
It is honestly not bad, but yeah, it's very much a first draft of what would make Amnesia well liked. The size of the data stream's torrential. It'll be a while before we can start making sense of it all.
A more conspiratorial man might think that was intentional.
Bury us in data and hope we're too swamped to find whatever they're trying to hide. Maybe.
Wait, they give you full access to the penumbra? But that means every android in the building is feeding you their full spectrum. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, inclusive win. All the androids are on the spectrum.
Yay! This one over here proudly embraces its pronouns. Yay!
And that one has schizophrenia. Yay!
You know your stuff. The penumbra pulls data from any androids connected to a building's net, but that's not much help since
there weren't any androids in the penthouse. Right.
You know, I'd heard the rumors. Never put much stock in them, but is it true? Asher really never owned a single android?
Never.
Well, I suppose I might do the same if I was the genius who programmed them all. Every time they opened their mouths, it'd just be...
His own lip service refracted 1,000 times over, echoing back at him from behind a mask he carved. So that means all you'll have to investigate with are the penthouse's security cameras.
Yeah, but that should be more than enough to wrap up a case like this. In a good way, I mean. We're very much on top of this, ladies.
Sure.
Alright, now listen. I don't mind being helpful, and I am trying to be sensitive here. But we really do have a lot on our hands at the moment. So I'm going to have to ask you to be discreet, and ideally fast.
Well, our business is just in the basement. David's basement.
But the penthouse is on the top floor, the roof. So its basement would be...
Second to the last floor. If you want to be technical, detective. The point is, we don't need to go into the kitchen or the parlor. We'll go straight back to his workshop and then head downstairs. The kitchen and the parlor.
I understand. But all the same, I'd like to escort you two ladies there myself.
Wow, an escort like royalty. Isn't he a gentleman? Yeah, he's... Lead the way, detective.
Morgan is definitely playing up in the immediate attraction she noticed in Jess.
Yeah. True to his word, London ushered us past the chattering suits and humming drones, through the checkpoints and into the elevator. As I climbed into the sky, we got a good look at the growing throng of people gathered outside. In its shifting makeup. Seems like it's mostly protesters now, or worse, brand loyalists. No, it couldn't be brand loyalists. They'd never show their faces. They'd never unglue their eyes from their phone screens on X or whatever.
Do you remember when Steve Jobs died?
No.
Okay.
I mean, except for his last...
You had people who loved Apple products so much they were like holding vigils outside of Apple stores. It was fucking weird.
Were they using the iLighter app to like hold their phones up like they're holding lighters at a concert?
I don't think they were using the iLighter app, but I know they were holding up their phones with the flashlights on.
All I remember about that were his last words. Oh wow, oh wow, oh wow. Which is always funny to me.
It's very confusing. He got the big dump of serotonin right at the end there. And he's like, oh my god, I feel emotions finally.
He saw Steve Jobs saw the Steve Jobs saw the game clam and immediately died.
Saw that there was actual purpose in life, never engaged with it, and was like, damn, that sucks. Guess I'll try again next time.
Nah, bitch. In the cycle of samsara, you're gonna become like a weed in the ground.
We're not getting out of the cycle of samsara with this one. Sorry, Steve. I sentence you to weed in the forest that no one will ever see.
Sorry, but in your next life you're being reincarnated as a dandelion. Maybe a goat will eat you. Idiots led around by the nose their whole life, following the musk of whatever trend is laid out before them each morning.
I think the Musk inclusion there is intentional.
Yeah. Today's trail having led them here, for half reasons they couldn't put into words, even if their lives depended on it. They're like insects. God, I love these Monogatari style cutaway screens.
Yeah, they're great.
Y'all having fun in chat?
Yeah. Posting emotes at each other.
And they look like them from up here. They're probably already preparing their spin, The Misunderstood Genius of Dr. Asher, a video essay in 5 parts. No, the trend nowadays is to make your video essays one single 5-hour-long marathon. And that's how I like them. Why the company insisted on cultivating such a following for him, I've never understood. They could have easily pinned his achievements on someone more marketable. Some random photogenic employee or a fashion model with glasses. David wouldn't have minded. He never wanted the attention, the chaos. Maybe it's as simple as bad luck. He just happened to have the right look for the part. A man buried in his work, with his eyes fixed ahead. 1032. Noble Employee Housing. Building Platea. Penthouse.
This is what? His laboratory?
His shop, he called it.
How down to earth.
It's messy in here. Dave was always disorganized. Why a programmer need to make such a mess just to run tests on computers, I'll never... But sloppy as he could be, he didn't like it when other people saw it. If he was leaving things like this, he must not have entertained any guests down here in some time. Thanks for all your help, Detective London.
Don't mention it. What? You want me to step out?
We won't take long.
Not lacking for boldness, are you? Look, I have to take a phone call.
How convenient.
What's with that wink, Jess?
Ooh. We'll be in and out as soon as possible. Promise. Whatever Dr. Ash wanted set aside from his foundation. We'll be sure to flag it.
Right. At least she's already wearing gloves.
If we find a dead body, you'll be our first call. Morgan, what was that stuff about his foundation? Dr. Ash's charity has always been managed by an outside group. You haven't spent a lot of time around crime scenes, have you? Actually, this is my first. Well, generally speaking, it's not really common to retrieve things from the premise while the cops are still searching them. Oh. Oh! Look, if David had something to give to me, we can go get it. We just can't make a ton of noise about it, understand? Of course. Great. After you. Right. Quiet as a church house. The phrase is quiet as a church mouse, but...
It's okay. Bimbos can mix up phrases. It's endearing.
You got experience with that, don't you?
Yes.
Caught myself. I'm okay. I'm okay. Now doesn't seem like the time to correct herself. David's shop was a mess, but the mess felt familiar. It was very David. Coming down here, I barely recognized the place. For starters, there's a goddamn gym. David hated exercise, always claimed he didn't have the time for it. Even when I got him that treadmill and a subscription for the personal coaching program with the scheduling subroutine, said he couldn't find the time. And then even when I explained to him that the program accounted for that and adapted to his schedule, he still... Morgan, what's up? You're smiling. What's so funny? Nothing. Just surprised to see this place. Just surprised to see the place renovated. Yeah, he actually had me on mail tag with a couple contractors a while back. Never thought I'd have to learn so much about concrete and wiring and marble. Do you know that marble needs to be treated or else indoor air will start to corrode it? I didn't know that. Is that true? Wait, is it not? But our guide told me that without an epoxy finish, the entire bar table could... Is that the vault over there, then? Yeah, stands out, I guess. Nervous? What's that? Oh, a little, I guess. But the inhaler helps, mostly, so... Aren't you going to open it? Open it? Don't you know the combination? No, I do not know the combination of David's basement vault. Oh. Oh. Oh no, oh no, oh no. How could I have... He didn't tell you or give you a code or... He gave me the code to get into the building. In the parking garage. But not the code to whatever this is. Okay. You know, there were a lot of scattered papers back in his shop. Could he have left you a note on one of them? Yes, he could have. He would have. In fact, I think he probably did. You just stay right here, Morgan. I'll have this settled in just a sec. Sounds good. Right then. Time to go,
Sleuthin'.
Yeah, that's the word. Snoopin'.
Sleuthin' and snoopin'.
I'm a sleuthy snoop. Well, it's definitely locked. Looks like it's a Tethys Basics Steer-to-Cure, anti-hack, anti-digital, high-rated code panel. Nothing basic about it, but at least I can see the password's limited to 6 characters. Only 1 million possible combinations. Slim chances, but what the hell? Why shouldn't I give it a shot? Dude, 123456 is a bad password.
This is the programmer who made androids possible. He is not going to use 123456.
He could. He could probably also have the password on his phone be password. Or on his computer.
I think if someone told him they did that, he would have an aneurysm.
Or like, oh my gosh, you too? Isn't it so convenient? Tethys is the largest online shopping and consumer shipping corporation on Earth, and a dominant economic force that frequently courts controversy by skirting monopoly and labor law in every nation in which it operates. And yes, we really do have everything for sale. So ditch this lame-o search engine and head over to our online store to find what you're really looking for, hot stuff.
I love when Amazon flirts with me.
Trick Bezos into meeting you for a date and then redacted him.
I don't think I could trick him into going on a date. I think I could trick him into redacted though.
A lot of people could catfish Jeff Bezos, come on.
He also did just get married, so there's like already an opportunity to do the affair angle. So
It'd be pretty naive to think he doesn't already have like a mistress or something.
one?
At least
You can
one.
imagine greater than that. So
Alright, chat, what do we do? Try his birthday, try my birthday, or try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
if you think it would be funny, I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
This is also high roller mode, so I can't just save scum this.
Right.
So we need to make this count. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nothing's happening. Okay, that was dumb. I don't really want to dwell on why I thought that would work. Forget it. There's a different terminal over here. Car security systems, according to the label. Maybe it controls the whole room? Damn, it's password protected too. The code's 64 digits long? What's the point of a camera system that's hard to crack in your literal vault, you egg-headed... Okay, yeah. A programmer probably would care more about his IoT than whatever he can fit in a safety deposit box. Guess it's a 6-digit vault or nothing. But I'm a lawyer, not a lockpick.
Hey!
What, is that a reference?
Lockpicking lawyer.
Oh. Internet of Things refers to the networked data sharing that goes on between all the countless electronics that we monitor ourselves with. Phones, computers, security systems, biofeedback devices, biomodifications and prosthetics, and of course automated dependents all comprise small but vital parts of this network. Without IoT's ability to collect, process, and share information, massive opportunity costs build up as individuals, governments, and private businesses miss out on the valuable insight that data has to offer. One of the coolest ways that IoTs improves our lives is through the use of crumbs, small packs of data containing your own unique identifying information. Throughout your day, as your own IoT devices say hi to other devices, they'll leave behind crumbs as a parting gift. Crumbs allow for paperless identification and payment, and help the government manage human and vehicular traffic. So it's just spyware. Kinda. A way for people to monitor you. And whatever other
It's
families...
cookies, but modern.
Right. Cookie crumbs, oh my god. Whatever other felonies I get up to in my private time, I've never pulled off a bank heist before. Only tool I've got here is my head. So what do I know? I know whatever David put in the safe, he wanted it kept secure. I also know that he wanted me to have it. So maybe he thought ahead. Maybe he guarded it in such a way I would be the only one who could get to it. David liked games, and he really liked beating me. So if he's left one last puzzle for me, I won't mind going another round. Come on, Morgan, do some leg lifts. Get those thighs pumped! Please. And then crush my head with them. Taking a closer look, this is a pretty serious looking set of resistance training equipment. And these weights, they're all set near the max. Noble had a point him a nutritionist along with his stylist. They would be downright scrawny. There's no way he was putting up these numbers. In which case, the digits on weights could be a clue. But there's too many, and I can't guess the order. So what the hell, Asher? Did you just set all the weights to maxed because it looked more neat? He wanted to look tough in front of all the ladies or men that he obviously brought down here. What, I can't look at the car?
Nope.
That's just an obvious clue. It's a very big painting. And it's, impressionist? No, cubicle, which is still incorrect.
Cubist.
Cubist, which is still incorrect. Yeah, cubicle. That sounds right. It isn't.
Thank you, narrator.
Thanks, author's note. Author's note. She is fucking stupid. Whatever its style, I do remember that David liked this painting. Big blue painting. Predator is an oil-on-canvas painting by the mid-21st century neo-abstract expressionist Mads Haystorp. Is that how you do that word?
I think so.
Arguably his most well-known work, it was displayed in the Krollerheim Centre d'Art Moderne for 9 months before Haystorp entered the premise on 11/25/58, and he used a hunting knife to cut the singular massive canvas into 3 separate pieces. When asked for comment, Haystorp replied, "My works are not complete until they have been signed." Incredible. There's a date on it. That could be a 6-digit password, but I don't see one anywhere. Maybe signing your work was considered gauche amongst the cubicleists? Come on, Morgan, it's right there. Cubicleist? He's got a Tony Stark robot arm.
Mm-hmm.
David's wine collection, still towering over the room. Don't know why he'd buy so many bottles. He didn't even particularly like the stuff. Maybe just to fill out all these shelves. But not all the bottles are untouched. Some of them don't have dust in them at all. There's a mechanism for retrieving bottles off the rack. The latest bottle chosen was a Merdu Comp 81. Could be significant, except vintages only list the year they were bottled, not the month or day. It's not enough digits for the code. Dilbert-ass joke IMO?
Cubicleists.
Yeah. Be like episode of the Dilbert cartoon. They'd be like, "What are you, a cubist? Racist against cubicle workers?"
Immediately followed up by the episode where Dilbert announces he has ass cancer. I'm just thinking of how the artist behind it announced he had cancer, and everyone was just like, "Ha, ha, ha," because everyone dislikes him.
I was thinking of the episode where the dog made him drink, quote, human milk, and then he drank it and then spat it out. And of course, the dill burrito. This must be a spare liquor cabinet. Damn, there's a lot of good stuff in here. And a lot of bottom shelf swill. kind of bargain bin vodka and nose burner whiskey that only undergrad programmers could love. It sounded sweet like that, overpowering. 1 part per million can cover up even the cheapest aftertaste. Is there more?
I think that's it. Maybe check the ceiling and floor.
Oh! I did not notice that crack. I don't remember slipping in here. Sorry folks, I slipped, broke the floor with my ass. Smile, teehee.
Oh no.
This form's a new addition. Looks rough like sandpaper, but it's bouncy, rubberized. Feels like something you drag your feet on at the gym, or on a factory floor. It's more high performance and high class. Expensive, but not in the way you'd expect for a penthouse. Well, scratch that. It's actually cracked here. Rubber doesn't break, it bends. That's its thing. Someone must have cheaped out during the installation, left a defect in. That, or David left a jackhammer on overnight. Alright, I've searched the whole room now. Time to make or break. Oh,
You can still access your menu, I think.
I'm trying.
It's not at the top of the screen.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't clip it. I know it was 11 for the month and 58 for the year. I don't know. Can just try
Hang on.
one, 3.
No dice. I feel like there's at least one hint that I came across. Sorry, I had to try booby at least once.
Yeah.
112558.
I was thinking 2-5, but I didn't want to give you the wrong guess because I wasn't sure on that. Dang it.
112558. The date the painting was signed. Password that is and isn't left in plain sight. Nice one. Hey Morgan, What? How'd you get it open? What is that? I turned back around just in time to see a door finish swinging open with mechanical grace, revealing... Oh, it's her. He put her in there? That freak! A girl. With a barcode emblazoned across her temple. Required by law to be plainly visible. It's an android, clearly marked as such. And yet, even standing this close, I could swear it's... snoring? Cute. I stepped forward and placed the back of my wrist on the android's brow. Warm. It must be a prototype for the Animate 16. Or maybe a prototype for the 17? Or 18? A biomechanical android with real human flesh. Sorry, biomechanical, yes, but it's organic flesh, not human. They're grown from lax Gemini cultures, but the... Sorry, I misspoke. Right, understandable, since... You seem surprised, Jess. Hasn't Noble been working on warm androids like this one for a few years now? Hang on. I forgot to put my phone on vibrate for the stream. Alright, cool. Looks like I'm the only one who did that training. Haha. Anyway, warm is currently the most widely used term used to describe androids, robots specifically designed to emulate a human likeness that feature organic flesh in some capacity. While the concept has been experimented with in the robotics industry for decades, Noble Electronics' recent foray into warm manufacturing with their Animate 6C model represents a huge leap forward that many analysts agree is a signal of widespread adoption to come. The specifics of how Noble's warm androids are manufactured and integrated remain a fiercely guarded industry secret, though it is generally understood through marketing materials and user maintenance documents that warm androids will require oxygen, water, and periodic organic sustenance in addition to wireless charging. Need a refill? Warm android supplementals are available for purchase through the Noble shop. If your warm android doesn't receive sufficiently frequent supplementals or is repeatedly deprived of water, they may shut down most functions in order to preserve emergency power. If this happens, you can regain access to your warm android once your order of supplementals have been converted as paid. Warm androids like this one? I mean, yes, we have. Sorry, it's just that this particular model is very, it's very cutting edge. Bleeding edge, judging by the flush in its cheeks. Hang on.
I like to think Morgan is already thinking about, oh, this thing bleeds. I'm interested in this now.
Yeah, probably. I think so too. That presents a problem then. Oh, you don't, approve? I've got nothing against androids. My concern is a bit more immediate and, well, practical. Practical? I don't know how to turn it on. Well, you see, Morgan, first you gotta find the clitoris and then, do you see a switch or something? I know Morgan obviously knows where the clitoris is.
How
do
you turn on an android that doesn't have a button?
A kiss on the forehead, obviously.
The gentlest touch of a lesbian.
Can we, turn it around, or... I poked the android's ribs. A little less give than I expected, given its frame, but the rigidity's remarkably lifelike. That didn't sound like a shake. It sounded like you pistol whipped her. I placed my hand on the shoulder and gave it a shake. But it doesn't budge. This thing has to weigh more than... Right. Androids mostly transport themselves, so people are always surprised to find that they're a bit heavier than they look. A bit? I'm surprised the whole room isn't slanted. Alright, so these things eat and they're heavy. I expect to see a particular kind of art for this character more frequently.
I don't think that art exists, mostly because a lot of people headcanon this character as childlike.
I mean, she clearly looks like an adult.
It's more in the demeanor than the appearance.
I guess I'll find out. There's no way in hell we're removing this thing without waking it up. Crap. First of all, now this. I was able to guess a combination just by poking around. Compared to that, finding this hunk of junk's power switch should be child's play. And I think I know where to start. Jess, I'm gonna step back into the lab for a moment, alright? Huh? Oh, sure. Gotta be a manual around here. Good idea. Might be some kind of prototype, but it's still got a barcode. Maybe we can scan its GIN number and find something in the company's files. Yeah, of course. Generic identification number. String of numerals typically encoded into a barcode. I watched LGR's video on barcode scanning technology recently. Like household barcode equipment that you can do on your computer.
It's interesting how much you can actually put on a barcode, but it's very insecure, so it really shouldn't be used as often as it is.
You definitely shouldn't try to play Duke Nukem with it, by scanning barcodes.
You definitely shouldn't download and put the entirety of Doom on a barcode.
Oh my gosh, has anyone actually done that?
I think Doom is actually too large to do that because barcodes are just raw text strings. So you couldn't, like, you could scan it, but you might need multiple barcodes to transmit the entirety of Doom.
Playing Doom one frame at a time playing Doom on barcodes by scanning each barcode to do one frame at a time of gameplay.
A choose your own adventure visual novel on barcodes would be really funny, actually.
And it's but it's
go here and scan this one.
Yeah, and like but every frame is just made of ASCII art. That's how they get it to work. Can they identify themselves as such, counteract rampant disinformation, identity theft campaigns? Manufacturers responded by stamping the GIN code onto Android bodies, most commonly on the cheek, above the collarbone, or on the back of the hand. Some companies placed the GIN on the wrist, but this quickly incurred backlash. Gee, I wonder why. We should make Duke Nukem but for girls? Yeah, it's called Citadel and Beyond Citadel.
I mean,
that's more like Marathon but girls, but Marathon for girls is kind of redundant.
Citadel is Marathon for girl things, I would say. I do not think most cis girls will enjoy Citadel and Beyond Citadel, if I'm going to be honest. You got to have some level of like experiencing weird gender identity moments to properly enjoy the game.
Yeah, I'm talking about real girls and cis girls here.
Yeah.
It's also for It's also specifically for cannibal lesbians. Girls who don't mind seeing other girls' guts. Literally. Anyway, concerns about automated dependence impersonating humans have dropped. I need to stream one of those games someday.
I know Fina streamed all of it, so it's safe to stream on Twitch at least.
Yeah, I've seen her. I caught some of those streams. Concerns about automated dependence impersonating humans have dropped precipitously since then, and the GIN has instead taken on a new life as a cultural icon as powerful and easily recognizable as any corporation's logo. Fake GINs, fins, are one of the most commonly requested tattoos. The vast majority of reputable parlors will draw a line through the barcode once finished to avoid breaking identity law. There are some clients who care little about the consequences. MMA fighter Samly Paka infamously sports a GIN tattoo across his right knuckles and makes a show of signing a check to pay the fine for displaying a false GIN on international broadcast every time he enters the ring. That's pretty punk rock, not gonna lie. But in a bougie kind of way.
Yeah. Like, I have the money to do this, therefore I will, to show that the law is stupid.
Exactly. Yeah, of course. All generic ID numbers should be paired with an industry standard files on maintenance, tracking power requirements. I somehow doubt the enigmatic android taking a catnap in a sarcophagus in David Asher's basement will have a user manual, but it can't hurt for her to try, and I'm okay. Broke a heel, but I'm okay. I carry glue. Of course she does. And I'd rather search the lab by myself. Hang on, I need to futz with my hair again. This ponytail hurts. Okay. No, but what do you mean controversial? That's very common. Being with a vampire will change you in ways that you won't expect, is what I'll say. Now then, if I were David and I wanted to make sure that only one person would be able to walk out of here with that android, how would I set that up? His own personal microbrewery, of course. These appear to be holding tanks for something. How should I know? No labels on anything. Typical for a genius. But a nightmare for anyone trying to pick up after him. It's a lot more hard science than I expected in here. Centrifuges and glass and microscopes. Don't programmers do all their work with a keyboard? Oh, looks like I should be able to look at that.
What, the globe?
Yeah,
Nah, it's just decoration.
I want to touch it. Haven't seen one since college, but this must be a 3D printer. That's it. Damn. Of some sort. Feels expensive enough to make other printers look like soda fountains by comparison. Better not mess with any of the settings. Why? He's not going to use it again. Diagrams of human anatomy. The hands are highlighted. Most developed part of the human body. Good for making stone axes and sending emails. Robots and frames can do just fine with claws or 3-digit imitations. But androids are expected to look like people and move like them too. Getting the hands right must be a big priority at Noble. Haha, ha 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 ha. I get it. That tree-like shape on the right is a neuron. Those branches receive input of varying weight, and then, if the sum is greater than a certain threshold, the neuron fires. 0 becomes a 1, and all the other zeros around it take that into consideration. Repeat that a couple billion times a second, and you've got the human brain. Computer power enough to simulate all of reality. That's the analogy I read in the magazine anyway. Neat. Looks like a fairly normal computer. If I'm lucky, the security will be fairly normal as well. Would you like to be computer?
Boot up computer. Username.
Vocal commands? David Asher? Morgan? Hey Infinity, welcome back. Guest? Thanks for the toot.
Thank you for logging in as guest.
It didn't recognize my voice, so I can probably rule out a vocal command being the key to waking the android.
Do you have a question?
More than one. For now though, what should I search for on this computer? Search files for Morgan.
23 results on the local drive.
I can work with that. Mostly phone book and social data, but I don't recognize this file type. Some kind of personnel format? Date of birth, education, occupation, blood type, height, and weight? Alright, buddy. A little invasive, don't you think? DNA and fingerprints? Now, why do you have that, David? My DNA isn't in any database. I've made sure of that. So he couldn't have bought this anywhere. He must have collected it himself from a wine glass, or the like. It would have been easy to do so. But why do it? Alright, I'm starting to get a pretty clear picture of what it'll take to turn on this android. I've got the what, from the where and how. I'll just have to manage. Alright, I guess I picked the right choice right off the bat.
Yep.
Still just a piece of machinery. If it really won't turn on, I can always start hitting it.
SpongeBob, no! We have technology! Didn't work.
Morgan, there you are. I looked in every registry I could find and every database I could get into, but I don't think this android's in the system. It was a long shot. Don't beat yourself up over it. Yes, but an android without the proper identification is... It's only buying or selling an android without proper identification that's legal. It doesn't seem like he ordered this online. I guess you're right, huh? We'll have it registered soon enough anyway. I think I figured out what we need to do here. Oh? If David really wanted me to have this, he would have left some way for me to turn it on. What are you thinking? David had my fingerprints and my DNA on file. By recording both, he could be reasonably sure that no one was powering up this android without my approval. You've done a swab before, haven't you? Every month for the company. Apparently they're building a database on employee epigenetic cross-referenced with... Oh, so you're gonna... My DNA and my fingerprint make the key. Now, where to find the lock? Right here.
Pants grab.
The lips are one of the most sensitive parts of the body. Not the worst place to make a scan, even if it is gross placing my finger there. I didn't like that noise. Oh, that's... Still not doing it, huh? Come on, do I really need to push my finger deeper? Jiggle the key? Oh man, you're right in there. Are you touching the tongue? It's blinking at me. Well, that's awkward, waking up with your finger in its mouth. In another person's mouth.
Yeah, not quite where you were with, okay, you gotta find the clit, but like, you wake someone up by forcing your thumb into the back of their throat.
Well, not thumb, just like my forefinger.
At least one of your fingers.
Good morning. Good morning.
I can do Serra as well, because she's got a lot of lines.
Yes, please.
Good morning.
Good morning. Long beat. Good morning to you too. Cute.
Hello. I've never seen you two before.
I guess we should introduce ourselves then. Hi. This is Jessica Starling. She works for Dr. Asher. I'm Morgan, a friend of his. Got all that?
I understand. She is Jessica Starling, and you are Morgan. Last name unknown?
Got it memorized? No, Morgan is my last...
Father told me about you.
Aw, he did? Wait, father? David, you had it call you... You had it call you daddy?
I am referring to Dr. David Asher. Are you confused?
That's not the word I'd use. I'll throw a bone beyond the grave for the good doctor and just move this along. Did David say that he was giving you to me, transferring ownership?
Ownership? That is correct.
And what else did...
Mostly correct.
Right. And what else did he tell you?
Many things.
Oh,
So
she's
fucking proud.
adorable.
Can you specify?
What do you mean I can't hide the UI? I want to take a screenshot of her without the text in the way. Fuck.
H.
Yeah, I'm mashing H right now. You can hear me. Nothing.
Dang. Yeah, I don't know.
L isn't
Should-
working either.
Hands you an L.
Shut the fuck up. I'll kill you.
And then you have to voice all these characters by yourself.
And then I used necromancy to bring you back.
Aw, damn it.
I thought conversation was the first thing David figured out how to program. Did Dr. Asher tell you anything that he wanted you to convey to Morgan? A message you're supposed to pass on?
Yes.
Jess, I think it's trying to... Oh, okay, sure. I'll give you 2. Or well, I'll give you some privacy, Morgan. I've actually gotten about 14 messages in the last 2 minutes, so... I'll just head back up to the lab and take some calls, okay? Thanks, Jess.
Yes. Thank you, Jess.
You're welcome. Just the 2 of us now. So what do I call you?
My name is Serra.
It's nice to meet you. Oh, that's you again.
It's nice to meet you, Morgan.
Trust me, the pleasure's all mine. So, what's the message?
Father told me that I would be living with you from now on. And he told me that you would look after me.
Shouldn't it be the other way around?
Should it?
A model this lifelike, with warmth and breath, and something close to blood in its veins. Just what are you anyway?
You forgot my name already. It's Serra.
What were you built for? You're warm, obviously. You're not one of those physical therapy models, are you?
That would be highly illegal. I haven't completed 500 hours of study at a state-approved massage therapy school.
Massage therapy.
I haven't even completed 1 hour.
What purpose did Dr. Asher design you for?
I don't know the answer to that question.
You don't know why he built you?
No. Should I?
How can you not?
Do you?
Would I be asking you if I did?
I meant, do you know why you were created? Why you were born?
Why? Why me? Why would you? Why are you doing this? You're a freak! A monster! What the hell's wrong with you? Please don't kill me. Please, why? Why? Why was a monster like you ever even born? Ah, that's unsettling. Pfft, guess I walked into that one. I was starting to wonder if you even had the Turing solution. It's about time we learned about that. David Asher's postgraduate thesis on intelligent programmatic linguistic weighting. Jesus, that's a tongue twister. Body of work which could come to be known as the Turing solution, named for supposedly being the answer to all past, present, and future Turing tests. True to its name, David Asher's base code has yet to fail any Turing test, a test designed to determine if given answers come from a human or a machine applied to it with a success rate below. A test designed to determine if given answers come from a human or machine applied to it with a success rate below 99.97%. Number of think tanks, charities, and corporations hold bounties for designing new Turing tests for the sole purpose of running them against David Asher's work, though none have announced the awarding of any prize money thus far. So it's the best test ever, got it.
Father's Framework for Programming Linguistics and Artificial Systems. And the body of work for which he first gained international recognition.
Seriously, why is my keyboard not working?
Try tabbing out. Does your keyboard allow you to tab?
No, tab. Wait.
Oh, tab
stupid.
worked. Because it auto progressed.
Serial line, please.
Okay. Do you have an answer to my question?
Yeah, an international jelly. Whatever.
An answer as to why you were created, why you exist.
Occam's razor. I'm here because my parents wanted me.
I see. Then I will give a similar answer. I was created because Father wanted to make me.
Can't argue with that logic, can I?
Can't argue with that logic. Father did say that you're a lawyer. You're a lawyer, and I defeated you with logic.
World-class, high-powered attorney, the best defense money can buy.
So, do you catch criminals? I love the sparkle in her eyes. She's so excited.
That's what cops do.
Do you litigate criminals?
That's what prosecutors do.
Then, do you fight for the underrepresented? Expose injustice? Sue corrupt corporations and officials?
I don't think anyone does that anymore.
Then, what do you do?
I'm a criminal defense attorney.
A defender of the innocent and powerless.
Sparkles and the little drool.
Like a real-life superhero. Uh-huh.
Do you also...
Now that you know all about me, what can you tell me about yourself?
I've never had to do that before.
First time for everything. How old are you?
I'm not sure I can give a satisfactory answer.
0 for 2 on answering simple questions. What's the date of your earliest memory?
2 years ago.
And where were you constructed, or assembled, or whatever? What facility?
I was not constructed at any facility. Father created me here. By himself.
You're saying if I took you apart, I wouldn't be able to find any markers from any manufacturers, any IDs of any designer?
You want to take me apart?
David was a programmer, not an engineer. How could he build a custom android from scratch in the comfort of his own home? He couldn't have. He must have had help. Probably a whole department's worth. If I ask around, there's gotta be someone in the company who can ID this thing and help me figure out what's so important about it. You don't look like any android I've ever seen. What are you made of?
This body is comprised of organic tissues integrated directly into cybernetic systems. They require organic nourishment, including water, carbohydrates, and salt.
Wait, warm androids have to eat and drink? They cannot be worth that much trouble.
My cybernetic systems operate largely as analogs to their equivalents in the human body. I have a respiratory system for oxygen exchange and a centrally located pump that circulates oxygen.
I also have a bladder. Do you want to see? You mean you've got a heart? How quaint. Where does all the extra weight come from?
Pardon?
Pardon?
I figured, I like having her say words just slightly wrong.
I tried moving you earlier and felt like I was pulling against a truck.
My skeleton is a combination of medical-grade plastics and military-grade titanium carbide alloy.
That sure took the wind out of her sails.
My muscles are made of adaptive, rare earth alloy, nanoweave fiber, with a shock absorption and kinetic chain potential rated past...
Wait, did you say military grade?
I have a grip strength above 1,000 kilograms.
Wowzers.
I can run at sustained speeds over 60 kilometers per hour. I can jump 6 meters vertically. I can lift approximately...
I'm not sure what kind of grip strength most androids are walking around with, but I've never seen any of them move the way it's talking about. Even just standing there, it seems to be poised, controlled, spring tight, strength and flexibility like a ballerina or a gymnast. Strong enough to flip over a tank, lifelike enough to avoid detection. As long as it never stepped on a scale, it'd make for the perfect infiltration unit. The perfect weapon if you could keep its development a secret. Did David really put something that heavy on my plate, dismantling a military prototype in secret?
Are you deep in thought?
But a military infiltration android would look more crew-cut and forgettable. Would David really devote personal time and effort just to make another weapon for the military?
I have other features I could tell you about, if you like.
If I shot you, would you die?
It would be very painful for you.
You're
Sorry.
You're a big guy.
And there would be a discharge of fluid, but conventional weapons would not prove particularly effective. Of course you have it.
That sells it. This thing's a weapon. Sure as I...
Would you like to know about my hair?
Yeah, actually. Your hair?
I'm impressed you noticed. Each fiber contains miniaturized, Solar cell lattice technology, allowing me to remain charged throughout the daytime.
That must come in handy.
I haven't actually had the chance to use it yet. This room has ambient wireless charging functionality. And I haven't gone outside much.
Okay, maybe it's not a weapon. Maybe it's not a weapon after all. You're just a pincushion, aren't you?
I am not familiar with the term. Searching. Pincushion, jargon, design, refers to prototypes filled with experimental technologies to check for compatibility issues.
Got an idea, not sure what to do with it? Stick it in the pincushion. It's as good an explanation as any for what I'm staring at. A mishmash of state-of-the-art military features spliced with odd new technologies and seemingly pointless additions. The end result being a singular, unsellable android that wasn't particularly good at anything and would break down after only a few years.
Pincushions are a small but valid part of the field of android manufacturing.
I like her glowing.
Yeah, when she's doing computer-y things.
Her glowing
Not just her
barcode.
eyes, but the barcode. They are valuable to collectors, who see them as time capsules filled with their designer's most outlandish ideas and least reproducible results.
But even the most nonsensical pincushions are built via committee over years, with numerous engineers and programmers adding in their pet functions. The android before me claims to have been built by one man. A man who's now... It seems we got off track there, Serra. Is there anything else David told you to relate to me?
Besides that you were to look after me. He also told me that you were reliable, and that I should trust you. He said that I was to listen to you and obey your instructions.
Finally, some good news.
As you say, Adonai. Excuse me, sorry.
What's that?
As you say, oh, sorry. I was trying to redo that line because I had some saliva. But as you say, Adonai.
That word he called me, what was that?
Adonai, from classical Hebrew. Translated literally, it means my lord. Do you prefer that I call you master? Master.
No.
Very
Oh.
good, Adonai.
Why did David use Hebrew, though?
Abrahamic myth tells of servants constructed out of earth and clay, designed to resemble and obey their masters.
The golem.
Golems. Father must have found the comparison appropriate.
Amusing, more likely. It's just a joke.
Father would not make light of such a thing. She's serious.
Sure he would.
Perhaps we should ask him to clarify his reasoning for himself. Where is Father, by the way? Is he upstairs? Alright, time to teach an android about loss.
When was the last time you were active?
38 hours ago.
Thursday night, then?
Correct.
Right. David Asher is dead. He died last night. Understand?
How? May I see him?
See him? No, I won't be able to see him. Funeral's probably not for a few days.
Father was not. He was not sick.
I don't feel like doing the whole song and dance with 2 robots in one day. That's very charming, but let's go to commands only.
What? What happened? Did he have an accident?
Why is it still doing the theatrics? Does it not recognize my authority yet? The police have determined that he committed suicide. For the time being, we ought to focus on getting you properly registered. Maybe then you'll take commands the first time I say them and not...
The police are wrong.
Excuse me?
They are wrong. Father did not commit suicide. He would never do such a thing. Father had... He told me...
Look, Sarah... I'm... sorry?
You're sorry. Father said you were his friend. How are you so calm?
I've been around death a lot. So don't try to lecture me about grief, Spearmint.
My name is Serra. You will use it because my father, Dr. David Asher, the greatest programmer in the world, gave it to me. And he did not kill himself.
Let's say you're right. David didn't commit suicide. If that's the case, the police will realize that soon enough.
The police have already made their determination. That's what you said. Father said that you were a lawyer, that you were capable and reliable, and a friend.
How?
You should be looking into his death.
That's... Is that an order?
Of course not. It is a request, Adonai.
A request that I'll have to refuse. The police have their job, and I have mine. If I stick my nose into our investigation any further, they'll come down on me hard. Cops don't like lawyers in principle. But what they really hate are people who tell them how to do their job. Let's go. We need to...
Father asked you to look after me.
Yeah, he did. He also said you should obey me, but you don't seem quite as fixated on that part.
And he said something else. He said that you owed him a favor.
Ooh.
The immediate tone shift. One favor.
The thin ice starts here, Spearmint. That was between him and me.
Father is gone, so now it is between you and I. And I am calling in the favor now.
What?
You don't have to take care of me anymore. Consider that request null and void. You can sell me to some collector, or you can donate me to a university. It doesn't matter. In exchange, you will prove Father didn't kill himself. And you will make sure that whoever hurt him is held accountable. Why are you laughing?
It's you and me, not you and I. You and me. David would roll over in his grave if he knew you'd gotten that wrong.
It was not my intention to amuse. Or rotate. Rotate.
Go! Go! We have reached maximum velocity! No, that's for damn sure.
Huh?
Fine. I'll take that deal, Serra.
You mean you will prove that Father did not...
I mean, I'll look into it. I'm a lawyer. I don't prove anything. I just disprove what I can.
Then where do we start?
We? I didn't realize you had a law degree.
I do not have a law degree, but I am a fast learner.
This isn't a job interview.
And I am far from useless. I can...
The ad did raise at least one good question. Where do I start? I'm a defense attorney, not a police detective. David was my friend, not my client. I won't be able to poke around at all unless...
And I am also capable of...
Can you tell a lie?
I am capable of making statements that are false.
Guess that'll have to do.
Are you going to ask me to lie?
Yes. To the police, in fact.
Lying to the police is a felony.
Don't worry about it. Androids don't commit felonies. They make errors.
I see. What kind of error did you have in mind, Adonai?
I really like her.
She's great.
She catches on fast. You're gonna tell the police that you're his daughter. And that you are my client. Are you sure about this? You have questions too, don't you? Right now, I'm just a little better equipped to get answers than you are. Okay, go for it. I'll make sure they're watching.
Is the air quality at Noble headquarters kept up to state standards?
What's that?
All these Noble employees seem to have asthma. Was Father also working under such poor conditions?
Do they all have inhalers? Huh. They don't have asthma.
Then why are they all carrying inhalers?
Oh, is this a drug? First legalized in 2083, the stimulant sold under the name Naloxone has since become one of the most... Yep, it's a drug. As a Class 2 stimulant of least concern, employees of any corporation in good standing with the Bureau of Narcotics Oversight can have access to naloxone without a prescription so long as their HR representative feels it would be beneficial to their work performance. Workplace naloxone, as it is sometimes called, is dispensed through biomonitor enhanced inhalers to automatically detect overdoses and keep track of possible habit formation. Automatic safety levels may be adjusted at supervisor's discretion. Unsubstantiated claims that androxone was first invented as a purely recreational drug by the notoriously violent Skullhead Mafia caused enough of a stir that in 2083 a formal investigative committee was formed. Unfortunately, in 2084, an industrial hydrogen fuel accident resulted in the deaths of all 391 known Skullhead members, placing the investigation at an indefinite standstill. Holy shit.
Don't fuck with the pharmaceutical companies, or else you get your entire gang firebombed in one single accident that kills you instantly.
Yeah, that didn't raise eyebrows from anyone. That all members just got exploded at once.
It's just a very convenient, fuel accident. No worries.
Yeah, and Big Pharma had nothing to do with it. Yes, ma'am. She's right over here. Oh, it's you. Oh, it's you. Did I mess up? On the contrary.
Eyes wide. She's a DA. Quiet.
She succeeded spectacularly in getting Noble's ears perked up. Emma Rockford! Didn't think I'd run into you here. Yeah, didn't think I'd be here either. But the powers that be think my presence sends a strong message to the Meg, so... No, wait, what are you doing here? A few minutes later. I see. Sorry for your loss. Thank you for saying that. And thank you, Detective Reyes, for your many kind words. We can't all be as talkative as you. Normally, quoting poetry would feel pretentious, but you're so genuine in your reading. Bite me! I don't think there's need for all that. A very mature detective. Did you come up with that yourself? Oh, no, that's Kaguya's signature pose. Like the pop star? I don't know what you're talking about. You can admit it if you do. Well, there's nothing to admit because I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know who that is. Wait, now you're saying you don't know who Kaguya is? She's the most famous... Yeah, well, I just don't know who that is, so... Ma'am! Weren't you about to say something? Oh, well, I'm so surprised to see you here now, Morgan. Are you helping plan the services? Actually, the company will be planning Dr. Asher's funeral service. When his family want to take care of that? No. No? No. I see. Sorry. But if that's the case, why are you here, Morgan? Oh gosh, I'm so sorry to disrupt your morning. Hey, you're here for the same reason as every other suit they've got crawling around. Money. You're not wrong. There are a lot of annoying insects with annoying agendas scurrying around before my friend's body is even cold. But the honest truth is, I don't even know if David had a will. The company helped him manage his estate. Legal is probably already on it. Actually, judging by how much coffee that intern is carrying into the elevator, I'm sure they are. Right, so if you're not here for the funeral or reading of the will... Miss Starling asked me to come here, actually, on a matter unrelated to David's passing. An unrelated matter? That's convenient, isn't it? Now that I am here, it's come to my attention that the police have made a determination in the case of David's death. And where did you hear that? Am I mistaken? No, you're right. They concluded that it was suicide. Can always count on her to be blunt. I was worried about that. Yeah, I'm sure you must be feeling Because I'm going to have to contest that charge. What? The state has made a charge. I'm arguing against it. The hell are you talking about? The police believe David committed suicide. Suicide is a felony in this country, detective. It is technically a crime to commit suicide, yes, but we're not in the habit of bringing dead men to trial. Especially not for their own murder, Morgan. No, not for the trial, of course not. But there would be a preliminary hearing in a case like this. Technically, as a formality, assuming the courts aren't busy that day, I'm afraid on this occasion I'm going to have to insist on formality. Yeah, well, you really don't have much say in the matter, do you? With David gone, I have the only say, really. I am, after all, his criminal attorney. All that money needs his drinking buddy to be his attorney? Bullshit. I'm also skeptical, Morgan. It's a pretty serious conflict of interest to be your friend's defense attorney. You're absolutely right. It is a conflict of interest. And I would have said as much to him if I had the chance. What do you mean? I only found out that he wanted me to be his attorney today. After he died? How the hell do you miss that memo? Embarrassing, isn't it? But to be fair, it was hidden pretty well. Oh, I didn't know you had an android, Morgan. It's cute. Oh, she's blushing. Thanks, but it's actually David's. And it's technically my witness. Witness to what?
38 hours ago, that is, David Asher communicated to me as a matter of record the following explicit legal intent. That in the case of any and all criminal charges brought against him by the state, his attorney would be Evangeline Morgan. And now we get her first name.
Evangeline? Oh, I'm glad I got that screenshot. No, wait, seriously, your name's Evangeline? Is your parents name you after a Christmas carol? Should we all be curtsying? It's not that funny. No, of course not. Nothing to be embarrassed about. Evangeline. What do your friends call you, Angel? I hear Kaguya's on tour, detective. Should I get you tickets? You could have your dad drive you like all the other 15-year-old. Hey! It feels like we're getting off topic. What were we just...
I was telling you that David Asher wanted her to be his criminal defense attorney.
Imagine my surprise. An android's recording of a verbal expression of intent isn't exactly ironclad, Morgan. That's fair. And if we were going before an upper-level court, I would expect that to be open to all kinds of scrutiny. But we're talking about a preliminary hearing. Formality, as you called it. If he asks for representation, he deserves representation. Doesn't matter whether he's dead or alive. Am I missing something? What difference does it make? Not even an adjutant would be obtuse enough to sentence a dead man. No, there wouldn't be a sentence, but the adjutant will render a verdict. And verdicts have consequences, even for the deceased. Is that what this is about? What's she getting at? Yeah, I figured out... Okay, I just figured out why my keyboard wasn't working.
Why?
I unplugged my PS4 controller.
Okay.
For some reason the game was picking up inputs from that.
Ooh.
If the court agrees this was a suicide, that verdict will retroactively affect evaluations of the individual's mental health. Like whether he was in his right mind or not. You know anything about estate tax law, detective? No. But I'm sure you'll be happy to educate me. More than happy. An individual found by a court to not be of sound mind can't very well give their consent to the lawyer drawing up their will. If his will is compromised, all of David's considerable assets would be suddenly thrown into legal limbo. In which case, the state would be legally obligated to come in and pick up the pieces. So this is just about his money. I'm almost disappointed in you, Morgan. Well, when you take into consideration all the factors, it's actually more complicated than that. For example... Huh?
I love how she ducked out of the way.
Yeah. Never mind. No, Starling, you should speak your mind. All I mean to say is that while Dr. Ashford did have significant holdings in art, real estate, and intellectual property, he also, of course, owned a great deal of stock in numerous corporations, principally Noble. It is rolled to me not of sound mind.
And his shares were acquired by the government.
Noble would suffer a serious blow to its commercial image and its standing in the financial community. All of which is to say, there's a great deal at stake here. Not the least of which is the reputation of a man whom I was proud to call my friend. You're not buying this, are you? In case you haven't noticed, the city is working closely with Noble on this. They're not going to let you bring them any unwanted attention. Starling did her part, they're watching, and they've stopped trying to hide it. From here on out, it's a gamble. Noble Electronics already has unwanted attention. Why are you raising your voice? If nothing changes, by the end of the day, the whole country's going to hear how David Asher committed suicide. By midnight, there will be questions about his competency. Concerns about why the brain inside every single Noble ad was built by an apparently unstable man. The shareholders will have nothing to do all Sunday but brood over that sad thought and all its disturbing implications. By the time the markets reopen on Monday, I would expect a great deal of volatility. That's so. I understand Noble's apprehension, of course, Emma. I just feel like right now the fiscally conservative thing to do would be to not get in my way. So you've got your reasons, and Noble's got a lot to think about. But why should the district attorney's office devote valuable time to playing out this game of yours? Because they're certain they'll win. That goes without saying. The court should have an opening at 6 p.m. I didn't have anything planned. Then it's a date. Detective, would you get her clearance set up? Yes, ma'am.
Updates every hour, yeah.
You're out on a limb, Morgan. Better not linger. Here. Clearance for all the relevant sites and police firewalls. You can interview and investigate with your authority as an officer of the court now. You've not already been doing that. Don't even think about being sloppy with discovery on this. Rockford might think you're funny, but I appreciate the warning, Detective Reyes. It's nice to know you care. I live to serve. And protect. Phew. Thanks for the assistance, Starling. Thanks for the assist, Starling. Yeah, no sweat. Are all the cops like that? Or are they more like that Detective London gentleman? What should we tell her?
Don't get her hopes up.
Most are like her. They're mostly like that, yes. They're all that intense? Yes, it comes from being short. And most cops are short? Yes. Right. Well, I'll see you at the courthouse tonight. If you need anything in the meantime, don't be afraid to ask. Good luck. Both of you.
What do we do now?
Well, I have a few options. I have access to the crime scene now. Probably the best place to start. I'd like to head over to the company building as well.
To get me registered?
New face.
She's mimicking Morgan.
Makes her look so mature.
The pose where she puts her fingers together in front of her is also a pose that David makes. She just likes to mimic other people to figure out how to, how she's supposed to act. It's very cute.
Among us other things. Either David killed himself or he didn't. But if he did, it's almost certainly his asshole corporate overlords who are to blame. Okay, so before I read the second line of text, I had no idea what where this was going. If it is almost certain, like, what about his asshole are we talking about? You know?
Too much Taco Bell.
Shut up. In which case, I want to take my sweet time raking them over the coals. What are you doing?
Nothing. What about Father? When can we see him?
He'll be at the morgue by now. The medical examiner will speak to me now that I'm operating under the court's authority. But if I stop to flash paperwork at every nurse and security guard with nothing better to do than ask questions... I'll have to... What's that look for?
You were Father's friend.
Thank you again for reminding me.
Aren't there people you'd like to speak with? Other friends who'd want to know?
Bad news travels fast. I'm sure everyone in the country has heard about David by this point. But all that heartbreak shit did keep me pretty occupied these last few weeks. And I was never one to pry. If there was someone who could tell me more about David's personal life over the last several months, it'd be worth the effort of finding them. Do you have someone in mind? Maybe someone who met recently?
He spoke about becoming close with someone this year. A musician.
Now that you mention it, there was a post something that David might have mentioned when we talked back in.
I will begin a search.
Hey Ace, welcome in. Thanks for the toot. Huh?
I've completed my search. I found nothing.
I found nothing.
We ain't found shit.
So proudly stating, I found nothing. Mission failed successfully.
We'll get him next time, lads.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time. Thanks for the old college try. Is that really the best you can do?
Father was a private man in person and online.
He always kept himself behind at least 7 proxies at any given moment.
With just a few letters and the fact that he was a musician, I'm afraid we don't have enough information to narrow down the results, Adonai.
No, we have plenty of information. We just need the right person for the job.
What kind of person is that?
Time, date, expunged. Precinct 112. Detainment room 1. And who would you even have called?
I don't know. But I still should have got my phone call that I got you. Who are you again? My latest guardian? New foster parent?
Their shirt says Coochie.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Coochie coochie coo.
Vagina.
Want me to call you mommy?
Yes. Now it's time for your milky since you want to act like a fucking baby. I'm not really the motherly type.
Hey ho, we might actually get along.
So I've got good news and some bad news. I'm not your guardian. I'm your lawyer. You've been given a lawyer because you're being charged with a felony.
Fascist pigs. Skipping school's a felony now.
Hacking into a government database has been a felony for a very long time.
That wasn't me.
They have your keystrokes, your IP address, your login times, and the playlist you're listening to.
That was for a homework assignment.
Here's what I don't get. You got in, copied the data, could have gotten right out. State wouldn't even know they'd been robbed until they saw their password show up on black market clearance 2 weeks later. But you didn't get out. You stayed and made changes to their database. You robbed the bank, got clean money, then dragged a can of spray paint behind you all the way home. Why?
Look, I didn't steal anything that wasn't already compromised. And the only data I edited was my own. So if anything, they should be thanking me for correcting their mistakes.
What, did they get your birthday wrong?
My name.
Name changes are only 2 pages of paperwork. You just need to fill out the form.
And get a signature from a parent or guardian.
Oh, is this what I think it is?
So, what's the good news then?
The good news was that I'm your lawyer, not your guardian.
The hell? That doesn't count as good news. That's just a thing you said.
Don't be so sure. A lawyer's a lot better than a guardian.
How's that?
Parents, guardians, foster whatevers, they're all supposed to take care of you because it's the right thing to do. A lawyer is someone who always does what's best for you no matter what, because that's how they get paid.
So how good are you at your job?
Awful! Hello, mon cœur.
It's pronounced coer.
I know how it's pronounced.
And don't call me that.
When I met Fran in that police station, I couldn't help but bet that I'd landed the jackpot. A valuable asset with a skill set complementary to my own personal and private pursuits. Someone who, after seeing the sweetheart probation deal I've managed to land for them, will be more than happy to help me with whatever I need, whenever I need. Always so cold, Fran. Can't I even get a good morning?
No such thing. Nothing good's ever happened until the afternoon, when people are actually awake.
True. Alright, let's look at this fucker. Also, first. That's the picture they went with?
Yes.
Mood. Date of birth, February 13th. Weight, redacted. Of course. Blood type O positive. Assistant district attorney. Likes milk tea, white noise, black lace. Ooh la la. Dislikes artificial sweeteners, home remedies, ink stains. Yeah, I also hate alternative medicine. Or homeopathic medicine. Reads true crime. Bodice rippers?
Bodice rippers.
Is that like porn?
It's
Yuri?
it's an older way to refer to pulp fiction novels
Huh.
that usually have a more sexual slant to them, as in
I
like you're
see.
ripping the bodice off someone as part of like getting them undressed.
Gotcha. Best at getting
So,
this.
Yeah.
I getcha. Best at getting staff's attention, worst at deciding what to order. October 19th, 162 centimeters, 60 A negative. Homicide detective 3rd class, likes chewing gum, sports drinks, biking, dislikes babysitting, audiobooks, man spreading. How can you hate audiobooks? They're so convenient. Relaxed when shopping for groceries, struggles with remembering lyrics. Default status, don't disturb. Francois Snow. Date of birth, December 20th, 158 centimeters, 2 kilograms. O positive. A lot of O blood types. Occupation, student, hacker, but don't put that down obviously. Likes haptics, synth music, cinnamon toast. Dislikes teachers, politicians, adults, cops, alarm clocks. Values, rarity, originality, history, vibes. Favorite subject, none. Worst subjects, literature, social studies, athletics. She's a good kid.
Yeah.
I assume girl?
I believe she, her pronouns.
Kaguya is the stage name of a singer-songwriter known for her powerful voice and her stage persona's intricately crafted lore. After releasing a blitz of chart-topping singles, a quadruple platinum album, and a bevy of cultural reset music videos, in just the last 3 years she has come to be considered the leading living figure in the pop music and popular culture realm. Kaguya's official age is listed as 1,086 years old. She released her first single Orbit in 2083, which went on to peak at #1 on the Blawboard Top 100, the Rubicon Digital Singles Chart, and the Nye Music Video Streaming Tracker, making it one of the fastest selling singles in history. Personal details on the pop star remain scarce, and protecting her anonymity has become a core part of her fan culture. When a retired facial analyst expert claimed that her stage makeup was formulated specifically to make facial recognition on her impossible, a representative for a record company met with the press to clarify that she is simply a private person who wants her fans to enjoy the experience that is Kaguya's voice. Lore explain, iceberg videos, of course. Kaguya Lunatropic Tour tickets go to buy. An archaic term for a dog, an abandoned mutt or stray. Did you mean core heart? Okay. What I got instead was a compulsive liar with a horrific sleep schedule and a crippling addiction to poor time management.
What do you want, Red?
I can't call you up just for fun.
Not if you don't want to get blocked.
I need you to find somebody for me.
Can't do it. I've got homework.
We both know the only time you ever do your own homework is during the class it's due.
And I've got sports.
You can't tell a basketball from a hockey stick.
And I've got a bidding war to win.
You're the only person on Earth winning on 70-year-old Coochie and Air Jordan vintage reps, Fran. I think you can take your eyes off the auction block.
So, yeah, so sorry, but I'm busy, so...
I was hoping we could skip straight to the carrot portion of the routine, but if you insist on doing things from the top...
Huh?
I had an interesting conversation with your parole officer yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
They've been really into the prefixes lately.
What?
Self-motivation, self-actualization, self-help.
Oh.
Any things you could really benefit from it.
You're lying.
He's got all the workbooks ready.
Ugh.
Clearly your Saturdays are stacked, so I'll make sure your Sundays are full of...
Fine, 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 I get it.
I need you to find a local musician.
Musician? Knowing you, this will be electro swing or something awful.
Last name Powell. Or Parker.
And that's all you got?
They'll be in David Asher's circles.
Wait, Asher? You're working on that?
That should be more than enough for a clever kid like yourself to go on.
Don't go expecting any miracles.
I need this soon. Within the hour, ideally.
Within the... You know, I have other clients, don't you?
Other clients who actually pay you? On time? A musician. Find him.
Okay.
Wait, she's paying her?
Yeah.
Man. I
It's
think
her allowance.
true. I think I should be I'm getting pretty close to my next payout. On Twitch. Also my code if anyone wants to help me get my... Anyone wants to help me for my next model. We're actually halfway there, amazingly. And I also, last week, got the estimate for what everything I'm planning for will cost. Woof.
Good. Even talking over the phone, you're very animated, Adonai.
What do you mean?
Just that you're very expressive when you talk to people.
Of course I'm expressive. If I wasn't, how would anyone know what I'm thinking?
I see. I'll keep that in mind as we...
Wait, you really expect to tag along?
Of course. Father was...
Yeah, I know you want to. But why should I let you?
Because I am capable and helpful.
Oh, I couldn't say no to that face. Uh-huh.
I mean it. I can take notes for you. And move heavy objects. And I'll learn to do more.
How?
I will subject every individual we encounter to a basic survey. To procure biographical information on them while I gain experience in questioning.
Subjecting them to torture.
I can help, Adonai.
How fast can you fill out forms?
Fast.
Fast. Stop. Forward. Stop. Fast. Congratulations, you're halfway to being a paralegal. You coming? What'd I get? Oh, her. August 29th, 106. Weight 199.99 kilograms. Blood type U-AD. Paralegal? Likes martial arts, carbonation, collarbones. Huh. That's kind of erotic. Carbonation's funny though. Dislikes static, blackouts, and elevators. Talents, I'm good at a lot of things. Skills, I'm not sure how skills differ from talents. I also like the 180-degree rule. What is that?
It's, well, the 180-degree rule is a filmmaking technique,
Oh.
basically saying that the camera should always have both characters basically looking directly at each other when they're
Yeah,
doing
that.
dialogue.
Yeah, you don't... Yeah, and they always keep... Alright, I forgot what that's called, but it's like, also like, when two people are in dialogue, you always keep them on the same side to not confuse the audience or the viewers.
Yeah, if you swap the angle and replace their positions, then it gets very confusing for the audience. So you want to try to keep people
visually-
on that
yeah.
line. Like if someone shows up on the left side,
Oh my god,
to
look at
talk-
her fucking eyes. Her glowing.
Yeah,
It's like when you catch a picture of a dog or a cat in a photo.
and they're in the background, and you just see these like bright red lights in the back.
Imagine seeing those 3 orange lights approaching you rapidly on a dark night. Dark, cloudy night. No other light source but those, and they're just getting closer and closer and closer, and you see her sprinting at you like 60 kilometers an hour. You coming?
Right away, Adonai.
Mobile employee housing building. Platea. Penthouse dining room. Pretty quiet elevators, huh? That's it? You could have taken the next one. It's a busy building, detective. Can't hold up everyone else on our account. Anything you like to grumble at me before I start? Don't touch anything. I don't care that you're wearing gloves. I have been to crime scenes before, you know. Long before the police get there in many cases. Look, Rockford asked me to not get in your way, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to bend over for you. Do you at least have the autopsy report? No. Are you seriously? I don't. She doesn't? The report should have come in hours ago. It wouldn't take this long unless the cause of death was still... You might settle for a summary of the preliminary findings. An emergency call was made shortly after 8 p.m. last night via the home security system. Emergency medical services had a VTOL in the air within the minute. The landing on the penthouse's helipad at 8:08. Dr. Asher was found unconscious with low blood pressure and a weak heartbeat. He wasn't breathing. In-flight auto triage administered artificial CPR while in transit to Gatesfield Memorial. He was declared dead a few minutes after being taken to the emergency wing. I see. And the cause of death is... being investigated. Make an educated guess. He stopped breathing, so they gave him oxygen. His heart stopped pumping, so they had the machines take over. His brain activity dropped to 0. And there wasn't anything else they could do. It was poison, wasn't it? What kind? You don't know, do you? They don't know either. Like I said, ma'am, we don't have the autopsy report yet.
Why are you certain it was poison, Adonai? Couldn't it have been an accidental overdose?
If he had overdosed on a commercial drug, even a pre-med student would have stopped it in the hospital's intake screening. They would have been able to pump his stomach, neutralize his bloodstream, and he would have lived.
But he didn't live.
So it must have been something deadly, a compound designed solely to kill. A fast-acting, deadly poison that causes respiratory failure. The list can't be that long. Even just through process of elimination, the medical examiner should have identified it by now, unless... You suspect a designer drug, don't you, detective? Why is it you're only quick in the uptake when it suits you? Nothing else makes sense, given what we know, and what we don't.
But the CDCA decriminalized and cataloged all recreational drugs.
All? You mean cocaine's legal? Wowzers. I wonder if cocaine would be cheaper or more expensive than Adderall. They're both in the same wheelhouse.
Not sure.
Guess you weren't entirely clueless about politics.
So whatever Father overdosed on should have been in the hospital's database.
You need to update your definitions. You're confusing designer drugs with recreational drugs.
What is the difference?
So here's the laws passed in 2060 that decriminalize all narcotic uses and established the Bureau of Narcotics Oversight to administrate the production, licensing, and distribution and taxation of drugs across the country. Overwhelmed by civil unrest and eager to replenish government coffers, CDCA were intended to reduce the backlog of criminal cases across the country and provide much needed tax income while also incentivizing immigration with the promise of amnesty. You know, it honestly might get to that point in real life. Which is probably why a lot of states have begun legalizing marijuana. So it's weird that there's still pushback from a lot of people, because that's just easy money right there.
It costs more money to keep it illegal than it costs to keep it legal, is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So people are just like, you know what, fuck it.
Yeah.
You want it so badly? Okay, cool. We're gonna make you pay taxes on it.
The shit I buy only cost me $22. Because I'm in a legal state. Haha. What was considered a domino effect, other major nations around the globe passed comparable laws to build up their own depleted war chests and revitalize their local economies. The so-called white wave of global amnesty overturned the international drug trafficking market in just a few short years. The gray wave followed soon after as money-starved criminal organizations waged economic and literal war against multinational corporations for dominance of this new gray market. Fierce competition from government licenses produced classic narcotics emerged alongside a race to develop new, more powerful designer drugs and to monopolize on their sale in the months it would take the government to identify and legalize them. What does CDCA mean? Oh, Contraband Decriminalization Acts. In a little sense, designer merely denotes any drug that is custom-made as opposed to mass-produced, typically outside of normal pharmaceutical industry standards. Common parlance. However, designer drugs, DDs, deeds, DEDs, are illicit narcotics formulated to produce a recreational high, while CDCA and the white wave that followed it legalized and taxed virtually all known narcotics. It did go alongside extensive documentation. You read the rest.
Okay. It did so alongside extensive documentation and study, and those laws could only apply to drugs that already existed. Any drugs patented after the White Wave must go through approval processes and registration with national and international authorities, a time-consuming process that can take anywhere from 6 months to several years. This time lag creates a window of opportunity where an organized...
Oh.
I read too fast. Criminal groups can step in to meet the demand for a narcotic. What has become known as riding the wave is the new normal for the international drug trade, pitting mob chemists against corporate laboratories in a race to develop newer, more powerful, more easily habit-forming drugs, and cornering the market on them before legislation catches up. Users also frequently searched for... Is Nerve legal yet? Best New Deads 2086. Nirvana, designed by who? Kurt Cobain, asshole.
You can still see your eyes back there.
Yep.
Always watching.
Seeing it through the phone screen makes it look creepier.
She can smell your internet search history. Recreational drugs are decriminalized and sold through pharmacies after years of testing and mountains of paperwork. While the average designer drug was invented last week in a 19-year-old line cook's bathroom on the other side of the globe. Hospitals can't know the proper countermeasures for an overdose of a drug that didn't exist 48 hours ago. I came across makeshift labs all the time when I was a uniform. The equipment's cheap and widely available. Black market cooks, gray market peddlers, and white-collar lobbyists all chasing each other's tails in a long line to find the next big hit. CDC didn't change shit. More people die from ODs than ever before. Only difference is, it's their families finding them in the living room, not beat cops finding them on street corners. Real comforting, I'm sure. If it wasn't you talking, I'd say that was a criticism of law enforcement. Not law enforcement, just a law. Huh. Assuming it was a designer drug, that would certainly make things more complicated. For the insurance guys, maybe. For us, whatever he used to do, he still killed himself. Or didn't kill himself, if you insist. I'm gonna take a look around now. Yeah, sure, make yourself at home. What's that face for?
I thought that there would be an outline.
Oh, she wanted to see the chalk drawing. An outline? A what?
No, sorry. Around where they found father.
Like in the movies?
Like in film.
Connect to the police's network and bring up their ARCS file.
Augmented reality crime scene. I see.
Warrior. There it is.
There is an outline. And so this is where he
died at the hospital. This is just where the medics found him.
And it's the sensors and cameras they were wearing that create the basis for this ARCS.
They don't realize they were walking into a crime scene, but their body cams gathered data all the same.
Where do we start?
You can start by following behind me and trying to be as quiet as possible. I'm starting to get a feel for when she's pouting or even without looking. Alright, I would like to call it here because my throat is getting very hurty.
Yeah, we've been going for almost 4.
That too. Okay. High roller mode.
It's gonna save when you exit.
Yep. Okay, thanks for doing this with me.
Yeah, no problem.
Also, thank you for your resub.
You're welcome.
And I'd like to thank everyone who showed up to the stream. It's greatly appreciated. And, I'm sorry about the ads, but you can catch the, full uninterrupted VOD on my YouTube channel, which is in the links below along with my socials. You should follow me on Blue Sky, that's where you can stay updated on what I'm doing. Mostly I reblog a bunch of stuff and then make my announcements there, but yeah. Also, public Discord server link down there. Check it out. Do follow the rules and do your introduction. You'll get booted out in 2 days because I wanna... That's just my safeguard against the bots. And, do you have a... Bray, do you stream?
Nope.
Alright, but, you do show up on Fina's streams as well.
Yeah, I occasionally show up over at Fina TV on Twitch TV. is my partner Fina. She is a very cute mermaid VTuber, and she streams usually on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Friday nights.
Yeah.
Pacific time. Yeah.
She was playing off. Neat.
Yeah, she was trying to beat off on stream, but didn't finish.
Many such cases for T-girls.
Yeah.
What person do I chuck you towards on a raid? Ziona. She's playing Paper Mario with Nikita. Hey, what was the thing the episode said at the start? The devil quote?
An idle mind. Or
Right.
an idle mind is the devil's plaything.
No, not shout out. Fuck. I meant raid. Raiding Ziona Ashbourne. Okay. Thank you, everyone who showed up again. I will probably be on Pokey's stream on Wednesday playing Peak. So I will point that out on Blue Sky when it happens. And then you and I will need to plan when we do the next part of this.
Yeah, we can try to aim for a week from today, and then I'll keep you posted because I've got a weird schedule, so.
Me too. So anyway, good night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye-bye.